Hello guys, welcome back finally after almost a month I think to the Resident Evil podcast. I got Richard here.
Hello guys, it's not like we've been doing a Dead Space Let's Play.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna record more parts this week. Maybe Monday because I'm not going to class Tuesday and Wednesday, skipping that shit. And we got our good friend JJ here. Why don't you say hello?
Hi.
Yeah, and he's back, and because we're going to be doing a pretty cool show. We got some news to talk about. We got some animated films to talk about that we haven't talked about before. So let's get down to the news. But I also want to say, yeah, Dead Space. Watch that shit. Anyway, I'll keep making plugs throughout this whole podcast. I'll be just like the comments. That's gonna be the ongoing.
Listen,
thing,
in one of the parts, there's a split second where Anthony shows up, and it's a picture of him, and he's naked, and it only appears for a split second.
You gotta watch it to see it.
You guys will get $1,000 if you can find it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I would have chosen it as a thumbnail, but I would have gotten in trouble. So
it would have gave away the surprise.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you got to sit through the whole thing. You have to, you'll hear a particular sound right before it comes up. All right, but anyway, so we have couple stuff that happened that people were actually trying to get me to talk about beforehand on Twitter, I think, but I didn't really pay much attention to it until we were going to do the show. But
he does what he wants.
Because I do what I want. I do whatever the fuck I want now. But yeah, exactly. But so okay, the first thing that came out since we did the last show, I think me and Richard did the last show, is the whole thing where Alice is going to be a character in Mercenaries for RE7. And people were just, getting so upset and so mad, and they were just like, oh my god, why are they doing... And it's like, did you guys even read the fucking... It says Mercenaries. It doesn't say, the fucking game. I could give two shit... I mean, she's just as useless as the agent in Resident Evil 6. Do I give a fuck if she's in Mercenaries? No, that doesn't make it a bad game.
Wait. I don't think I've ever read this before.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, JJ posted it on his fan page thing as well. But
I like that, by the way, but Facebook doesn't notify me for some reason.
Facebook's broken because you always have to check most recent. It only does most popular sometimes. So
I have to go on specific channels and click on follow. Yeah, and that way I get it. But it's
yeah, exactly. If I don't.
So there was an article that said Alice will be a character
in Mercenaries.
In Mercenaries.
Yes, yeah. Not the game. Not the actual storyline.
And this is for RE7.
Well, I just read an article a little bit ago. Well, okay, it's probably in Mercenaries mode, but there's so many people talking about it now that it might be getting confused a little bit. But I just read an article saying she'll be a mercenary in the game. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if she's going to be in it, but...
honestly, it wasn't confirmed by Capcom because RE7 wasn't officially confirmed by Capcom.
Who posted the article?
A bunch of people.
It's been going around quite a bit.
There's been a lot. But the thing is I don't... Whether she's in the game or not, fuck it. I just want to see a good game. She's not going to be a main fucking character, okay?
I see where people are coming from with it, though. Do I care if she's a mercenary character in the game with, no personality or anything? No, that's fine. But people hate the movies so much that they don't want them to do anything with the games. And the games are already going downhill a little bit. They don't want, anything to add to that. So I can see why people are upset. Just,
here's the thing.
Anything.
Here's the thing. Nobody gives a shit about Alice anyways. If she was in the game, it honestly, wouldn't change anything if she was a mercenary. But, you have two separate universes here. It's when they combine the Left 4 Dead characters and the RE6 characters, it's that shouldn't have been a thing. It's these are two different universes. You can't just put them together. It's
they're two different games too. They're not even the same kind of style game.
Yeah, if RE7 is going to be a horror game,
yeah,
those movies are not horror. Alice has become a symbol for cheesy action bullshit.
Yeah.
But
that's basically why people are getting mad, is because she's a symbol that they're using in the game.
Yeah, but it's I feel she's coming from somewhere where it's not wanted. It has no business being here.
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be in the game.
Yeah, I agree, but again, this isn't official, so people jump the fucking gun, and I
Like,
just don't.
Yeah,
I'm-
if
it's
she
not
was
official.
in the game, if she was in the game, personally, me, I wouldn't give much of a shit. But it's if I was in the creative decision making process, and Capcom went up to me and they said, "Should we do this?" I would be like, "Are you high? No, don't do it." It's like putting Spider-Man in it. It's why is he in
No,
here?
that would be different because that would be made as a joke. We would know that that's funny. They're being.
Hey,
if this is true,
Playing
they're
as
being
Spider-Man
serious.
would be better. I
Yeah,
would take
exactly.
Spider-Man over Alice.
Or Slim Jim Man from the BMX games. Throw his ass in there. That's awesome.
Yeah, here's the
'Cause we
thing.
know it's a joke.
Here's the thing. Look,
Snap.
the thing is, I personally think that people really just, I mean, Capcom didn't say, yeah, we're putting Alice in the game. They didn't say that. They did not say that. But you know what they did say is something that actually matters. Because like I said, I'm
I
not
know
gonna,
where you're going with this.
I'm not gonna, exactly, and I'm not gonna waste time on this Alice bullshit. Because if people are gonna make a big deal about a little piece of text that isn't official, this is something that Capcom came out and said. I've looked this up today. Well, it was actually released a couple days ago, but it says right here, new RE7 details. Fans have been enraged with the crappy gameplay they experienced in the latest RE6. Ever since then, many discussions have been held across the RE7, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It says the change of gameplay and genre has been haunting the fans since RE4. I don't know about that, but whatever. Okay, so this is coming from somebody who obviously isn't a fan. Whoever wrote this,
Yeah.
Anita Yuang or whatever. Fuck you.
I thought you were going somewhere else with this. The thing I was thinking you were going to say. I guess we'll cover it a little bit here. Continue though.
Yeah. It says Capcom has finally stepped up on the podium and talks about Resident Evil 7. According to GameSpot, official article, Capcom hinted RE7 will touch on new possibilities that will appeal to all players in the near future. In addition to that, Capcom is developing a one-of-a-kind system where players can complete globally without any disappointment. Clearly, the game developers are aware of the criticism from fans. Capcom made a comeback by claiming the development team and person in charge changes every title. This could be Capcom's excuse to why the gameplay was poor before. So despite all that, RE6 did sell 5.2 million, blah blah blah. So they're pretty much saying that there's obviously they're listening. They're pretty much saying, yeah, we get that people are pissed off, and they're saying that they're going to be making the gameplay accessible for people who are a fan of the games, just like before. Now I don't know
because when they
They
said
that was 6.
when they said we're building something for all kinds of players, in that article that you just read, it's making me wonder. What do you mean by
First-person
all
shooter.
kinds? Yeah, first-person shooter, Call of Duty. But it's I'm joking. We don't know anything right now.
Yeah, but we got to talk about this.
But
stuff
it's
it's
they
true,
should be talking about we're making a game that'll appeal strictly for survival horror fans. It's that's what we want to hear. When you say we're making a game for all kinds of players, it's survival horror isn't that kind of genre where anybody can just pick up and play, because it's not. It's a very challenging genre, and it's a very challenging type of game.
Yeah.
It's not really for, I guess, the mainstream, but they're very popular.
Well, the thing
they
is
sell very well.
I think if they're
If you go up to a Call of Duty player and you're like, hey, play this shit, give him Silent Hill 3, he'll be like, I can't even get past the first stage.
Where's
I
the
can't even get
swerve,
past the
dude?
first...
Where's
I can't
the
even...
swerve?
Where's the door?
I can't headshot.
I don't know how to get out of this mall.
this
But
has
it's
no
like-
swag in it. What the fuck?
I can't...
All
No
the Call of
scope!
Duty fans that are listening to this are gonna be like, God damn it, guys.
Where are the perks?
Oh God, man, where can I prestige in this game? What is going on here?
What's the
Where
level
can I-
cap?
Look, this is what I'm saying. I know that people are speculating on what they're really talking about here, but the thing is that if they're really trying to, realize that people weren't happy with the change, I hope that, when it says, to appeal to all players in the near future, we're not saying that. It's just saying like everybody, just all gamers. It's mostly like the Resident Evil fans. That's how I kind of took it. People could take it in its own way, but I
if they're
think
listening, I don't think they would be going it for all players. I think they would be going for their core audience, the survival horror fans.
The way that article puts it is in a very general way. So we don't know for sure what Capcom meant, if it was for all players or for, the core survival horror audience. It sounds like it could be for both ways. You can make fun of it however way you want to, but it still really is too early to tell. They basically said, oh, we're working on a new engine as well. It's like, well, good for you. So is every other fucking developer.
Here we go. Actually, we got quotes here from. I clicked the link that brought me to GameSpot. This is my first time reading this. Let's check it out.
Okay.
So it says, the secret lies in its elaborate setting and world. Horror is a common entertainment genre around the world, but Resident Evil adopted the setting of epidemic disaster that could be a reality rather than a wild fantasy in order to make the horror convincing, Capcom said. The sense of realism is smoothly incorporated into the story as well as feeding the fear as horror. Okay. In addition, Capcom said, attractive characters featured in Resident Evil games is a significant selling point for the franchise. Players enjoy following a character throughout various games, Capcom said. So, pretty much a character that everybody likes. Obviously, that's pretty much any game. So, the main characters have made any appearances spanning all the titles get older and more mature. As the series goes on, a character who was a rookie police officer when he debuted as a member of an organization under the direct control of the president in the latest game, and powerless young girl matured into a U.S. agent. Capcom said, rather than fading away over the 17 years, they have become even deeper characters. The character's appeal has also helped to win firm fans. The third main reason why Resident Evil has remained popular over the span of almost 2 decades is because Capcom taps different... This is like a quote from the website. Capcom taps different creative talent and lead production of new title, the publisher said. And then this is Capcom again. The development team and producers in charge of Resident Evil change of every title, like we read before. Capcom said, therefore, each creator adds their own touch to the strong Resident Evil identity, constantly creating a new Resident Evil, just like a relay. The most recent entry was October 2012, which received mixed reviews, despite the game appears to be a commercial success, sold over 5.2 million copies. Look into the future, Capcom said the next installment in the series will touch upon new possibilities that will appeal to players across the world. In the future, Resident Evil series, in quotes, will discover new possibilities and progress as a title that can complete globally without disappointing any expectations. Yeah, so that's pretty much all they said.
I don't mind the game progressing if it progresses the right way.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, progression could be a good thing.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. It evolves the whole story behind it. But if it progresses towards a shooter, like a straight action game, when that's as long as it sticks to its horror roots and its survival horror, it stays with that, but progresses, I guess that would be a really good thing.
I think it really should stick to hardcore survival horror. Because you look at Resident Evil Revelations and you go, okay, like this does have some survival horror elements.
And that was the last release we got out of Capcom for the series.
But in terms of horror, that game was very lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, the creepy ship environments, like you first play them, it's pretty creepy. And then you get down to the core of the game and you realize this is just an action game. It's an action game that takes place in a creepy setting.
It had basically a creepy setting, but they went away from it. They went to, like, a skyscraper.
Yeah, like, you go from a fucking, ship to a high-rise building, and you're, mowing down hunters with the machine, and then you're, in the Arctic, killing dogs with, a shotgun. It's this isn't scary, but, I feel like, they kind of said the same thing about, I can look at the back of my Revelations case, and it'll be, ready to scare the shit out of you, It's this is bullshit. This isn't scary. This is, it's lackluster. And it's if they're going to make RE7, make it scary,
Yeah.
Don't make it
people...
mostly action, but, the hallway is creepy.
that damn hallway. Did you guys get to that part yet? Oh, I almost shit my pants.
The fucking hallway that I can go upstairs and walk on my I can walk in like my kitchen in the dark, and I could be more scared than in that fucking game. I'm telling you. But here's the thing, I know people are having problems here because they're saying, okay, well, what do they mean, like, you know, globally? Like, what are they talking about? Well, I don't know. They don't specify. They're not like all audience members, because before they were like saying with RE6, they're like, oh, well, you know, we have to appeal to like action fans. They didn't say anything like that. If they were saying stuff like that, I'm just like, well, pull the trigger on the series already, because it's gonna fucking die when this game comes out. But they're not saying that. They're just saying that they're gonna the gameplay. Fans are hoping that it's like the original trilogy at this point. That's what people are hoping for. Just because I feel like they just feel like it's been done too many times right now. Like the you know, 4, 5, and 6, like they're good games for their own right. But the thing is, I think people just want to see a new style, like Resident Evil remake or something like that.
I think. Okay, tell me, guys, do you think this is the perfect new Resident Evil? Because no matter what, we can't go back to the tank controls. That's never going to happen, because it's just people that played Resident Evil 4, they're too into that now. And that's just kind of how it is. If they took the gameplay and the way Resident Evil 4 played, and the way you could upgrade and all that, but they put the setting of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 in with the sort of puzzles and the sort of backdrop and everything, wouldn't that be the perfect Resident Evil 7?
That I think if the characters are there, and I feel like if the story's strong enough, and plus everything you just said, like, is in there, oh yeah, I completely. I feel like
that's basically Lost in Nightmares.
Yeah,
that was good. It was slow, but it gave me the feeling like that I haven't got from Resident Evil game in a while, like the creepy mansion and stuff like that. I mean, it was totally worth the $5 I paid just to see, you know, the mansion in full HD.
Yeah,
you know, it looked
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt.
No zombies, and it was still good.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I feel like what they're going to be doing with this series at this point in time is going to be something that, you know, I hope is in a good direction. Like I said, I feel like I feel like with everything that's going on right now, as far as, you know, the game industry moving forward, technology's moving forward. You know, you got Evil Within, stuff like that. It's like Evil Within's not doing shit like tank controls and stuff, but you know, so it's like it can work, obviously. And like, keep in mind, like, anybody who's listening out there, we're not saying we want to see tank controls, but I want to see something like in the styles of remake, as far as atmosphere and setting, and like bringing that old style back, because, you know, I think like people are going to always look for the original trilogy. You're just not going to get it. It was a snapshot in time.
Yeah,
like, that's
never going to happen again.
Never going to happen again. Yeah. And,
well, like, even when like the original games were coming out, like for example, Code Veronica, you had critics saying, "Oh, this is like, you know, too old. It's too dated."
Yeah.
That was back in like 2001, and like, you know,
it was one of the nicest Resident Evils I ever seen at the time, though. The way the camera moved and everything, it was
that was smooth.
Yeah, like it had that dynamic camera.
It was like Dino Crisis.
But like,
followed you, because Dino Crisis had that camera too. That was,
it did.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like that was a long time ago, and even back then, people were saying this is too old.
That's why I think remaking Zero was like the final like straw with that shit. They're just
they're not gonna, you know, do another game with tank controls. As much as we would like to see it, like I'd like to see that again. I personally don't care. I like both over the shoulder and tank controls, but it does depend on what you're trying to do.
I prefer the tank controls. I know I'm never going to see it again, but I still love the shit out of 4 and 5, and I don't mind that. As long as you make the story right and you have the setting right, the behind the back is totally cool with me.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to, you know, I'm sure we're going to be looking at a 2015 release here, but I feel like they really need to bring it this year with this game.
They should really make it more of like kind of like The Last of Us, where you didn't have that much ammo.
Yeah,
it's like
you're not allowed to shoot. You're not allowed. Like you.
Yeah, like the aiming. Don't make the aiming purposefully bad, like they did in Silent Hill Downpour. But like
that was
you know what I mean. It's like it's like if you were bad in the earlier Silent Hill games, it was because you were bad as a player. If you're bad in Silent Hill Downpour, it's because Murphy is bad.
Hey,
it's
you
like,
can check how far you ran. Hey, look how far I ran. I ran really far.
Yeah. Look at the miles I ran. But it's like you could try and like make it so that you don't have that much ammo and that make it like challenging to aim, but not because like the mechanics are challenging. Make it because like it like it's an actual skill or something.
Remember back in August when they said they were looking at Tomb Raider and The Last of Us as examples?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm happy that they're doing that. I was going to ask you guys, okay, I want you to just remember back to playing Last of Us and remember back to playing Resident Evil 6.
I never played Last of Us, but I'm aware of...
You're going to, motherfucker.
I'm going to.
Yeah, you have to. And I still haven't fully beat it yet. And
what?
Other PlayStation, so I can chill. I got an Xbox.
Anthony, you still haven't beaten Ultimate Spider-Man. So,
okay, I know.
That was a pretty cool game. I like that. But anyways, back on the topic. Okay, remember in The Last of Us when everything is spreading and you're walking up into your dad's room and you look outside. You're watching.
Hey.
And this is right away. It's not going to give anything away.
I don't see.
And okay, it's basically you're in the house by yourself. It's really creepy. Shit's going down, and the city comes under attack. And you see a news reporter on the TV talking about explosion or something, and then all of a sudden outside the window, an explosion goes off in the distance. And then you go through the city, and it's just under chaos, and it was so epic, and I just could not stop thinking about Resident Evil. And then I played Resident Evil 6, and they had the same sort of setup where the city was under attack, and everything was going crazy, and it did not feel the same at all.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's it's concept and execution.
All I could think about when I was playing Resident Evil 6 was, Last of Us did this so much better.
Here's the thing. I
know Last of Us came out after, but I went through and replayed it, and I replayed Resident Evil 6 after I played Last of Us, and I was just like, oh, this could have been so good. How did they... Yeah,
so I agree, because Last of Us was being made for 4 years, and, it probably started production when RE5 was still fresh.
Yeah,
and
it was just so real when you were in that moment when the city was just going to shit, and you're sitting in the back of the car, and you had no idea what was going on around you.
I
so good.
Completely agree, because here's the thing. If there is a Resident Evil game like something compared to that, obviously nothing on that scale, because Capcom cannot produce anything that Naughty Dog can anymore. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Anymore. I'm not saying ever, but
and
anymore.
They're kind of different too, but
they're different.
Aspects of it.
The aspect of the overall, paying attention to the fans and everything like that. Because here's the thing. When I played that game, Last of Us, and I played that, and it was it was summer, and it was late June. I think it was the day it came out, and I was with my friend Kyle, and we were all right, let's just check out this game. It's getting good reviews. Let's check it out. So I was playing the game, and
blown away.
We did that intro that you were just talking about. It's to the point where the opening credits.
Blown away, yeah.
And we're just we looked at each other, we're just wow, what the fuck, oh my god,
that was a game opening masterpiece.
Yeah, you're just well, I'm not putting the controller down for another 6 hours. I really want to see what happens next, and then it goes into the one of the best games I've ever played, and that I've played over and over again, and I'm gonna buy it again on PS4 and do it all over again.
It's one to definitely buy. It's like a Resident Evil, now that we're older and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like a Resident Evil for this generation.
Completely
new.
Completely.
And just even though they I was saying, Richard, that started at the beginning, so that just goes into the story, so it really doesn't give anything away.
Yeah.
But they could have made an entire game sort of based on that beginning, if they went back to Raccoon City and you were playing as a civilian, and not after everything was happening, but during, when everything was breaking out, sort of like what they tried to do with Outbreak 1 and 2, but that was on PlayStation 2, so they're limited to the technology. But if they did that with the current gens like that, you're in the city when this shit's happening, oh my god, you could do a whole game like that.
You could.
It would be amazing.
And I see, when I think about that, I'm why not? And I don't know where they're going, because they brought up the characters there in that article, and it's just okay, well, I could see what they're saying, they're getting older and stuff. Obviously, you want a character that's appealing to the audience and stuff. That's cool. Like I said, characters are the least of my concern, honestly. As long as it goes well with the story, but I really just want to make sure that it's not as clunky as RE6 kind of was with its running animations and its health system.
Just because it was too much in one game. It was not polished, and even if it was polished, it was the melee attacks were too overpowered. There was too much ducking and running, too much Gears of
Rolling.
War, and
Rolling.
and yeah, that's not survival horror though. That's not. If I want to play a game like that, play Gears of War
If
because
you
it's
can
basically the
roll-
same thing.
Yeah, if you can roll and melee when you're Leon Scott fucking Kennedy, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Okay?
Yeah, even though he can do that stuff,
he could do that in RE4, okay? Like I get that, but that was like
Yeah.
short stuff. If you could do that of free will
Wait.
and do that whenever, no.
you gotta really limit people. Like even though in real life you could roll and duck and shit like that, you can't do that in a survival horror game. It gives you it's too easy to play the game.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
You gotta make it unrealistic in that sense because you don't want it to be too easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like there's always that aspect of just like why can't we just turn around and go the other way? But it's like
can, but
it
it's
wouldn't
not
be a
that
game.
Game, yeah. That's why the tank controls work though too. Like you gotta think about that. No, people don't walk like that. No, that's not real at all. But
Yeah.
that just fit the genre so
Like
well.
yeah, like in movies, like
You need the tank controls if you're going to have fixed camera angles. Otherwise, you're going to be fucking holding forward, and then when you go down on the fucking camera, your character's going to, like, go the wrong direction. It's like, no, I want to go through this room, but,
Yeah.
like, the game doesn't know that because
Exactly.
it's not tank
Yeah.
controls.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
I
like,
liked when they said they were making the first Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. They said the reason why they made it with the fixed cameras and the tank controls is because they wanted to make it feel like you're playing a movie. And that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't hold, to this day because, no, we're playing games, we're not playing movies. People don't like that, but it was cool. And I think in the new Resident Evil, to make old fans happy, which a lot of other games do a really good job making, old fans happy, is put the option in there. What is it going to hurt? Put the fixed cameras in there. It's not a big deal.
you
It'll make
could.
people
I
happy.
agree because that's the thing. When they say they're going to make it appeal to people global, what is that like? What does that mean? Like, you
Hopefully,
can't
in a
just
good
have
way, that's
one-
what it means.
Keep it. Look, think about it. You can't just have one style of gameplay to make everybody happy. You need to
Yeah.
have two. You're going to have the people who are like, "Oh man, I fucking hate the trilogy. I can't play it." And
yeah,
yes,
when
as much
they
as we
say
disagree-
globally, like, I'm just thinking of ResidentEvil.net. It's like they made this entire website, dedicated to collecting all the stats of different players. It's like, what are they going to do with that?
It
It's
never
like how-
never really worked the way they were expecting. It
Yeah,
was cool.
They
cool in
wanted it to
theory.
be like the next Bungie.net.
The
and
thing
it's
is,
just like,
the funny thing is, it sold enough copies to like get something going, but I think the game wasn't that good. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like it just.
But when you
wasn't-
think of like the ResidentEvil.net and stuff like that, that's cool because if it was old style games where people compete, like who beats the game faster, you beat it on what scenario, it'd be cool like to use that to compare to your friends. But like you said, the game wasn't that good. Nobody really got into competing against each other in it.
I agree, and like I'm saying, like, with them saying, okay, we realized we fucked up. We saw that RE, the creators came out and said, yo, we realized
Yeah,
RE6
you
is
can't
really
not see that.
You can't. There's no way that you can make if they made the same type of game again. I'm going to jump out a window.
I would
I'm
actually-
going to jump out a window.
listen, if they made the same type of game, I would play the shit out of it. I would get the most replay value I could, and I would say, well, I guess that's that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Capcom's
Well,
not gonna fucking like.
I'll
I'm not gonna like fucking kill myself over it and be like, oh my god, like this is the worst thing that ever happened. It's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
apocalypse. But it's like,
I would actually
like-
want a reboot. If they did it again like 6, I would be down for a reboot. And I'm not right now. I think they can salvage it. But if they did the same game, yeah, I'm gonna play it. I played
Yeah.
the shit out of 6.
Exactly. Yeah. We all.
listen,
I
like
want a reboot.
every Resident Evil that comes out, you're excited to play it because it's another game in your favorite series. It's like, okay,
Yeah, for sure.
I know this is an action game, but like I just want to fucking play it because it's Resident Evil and it's still fun in some kind
And I
of way.
still get to see what's going on with the stories.
Yeah,
they're
it's
still the same
like
characters, even though
but
they're
it's
getting
like-
a little out there with certain things. It's still,
once you play it enough, and that game becomes a little boring, you kind of go to yourself, okay, well, I seriously don't care about Capcom anymore. You're gonna
they do it to themselves though. It's not like I want to hate Capcom. It's just that they
exactly. It's like, okay,
They
like
don't-
if they
they
made
say they
RE7
listen,
like
they don't.
RE6, it's like, well, why do I like? They said it for 5, they said it for 6. Now
yeah.
they did it for 7, so it's like you can keep making your games. I'll buy it because I'm a fan, but you're gonna lose your audience.
Yeah, they already are like losing people, but at the same time, I'm sure it'll still sell very well. Resident Evil 7 is going to do great. I know that because they have the money
Yeah,
to
exactly.
market it.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to market a game that's not a good fit in the series.
They could market it like any way they want, to be honest, because with RE6, the whole No Hope Left campaign, it made it seem like this epic, dramatic horror thing.
And it was on a big scale. Like, it could have been so much more. If like I said, they just took in The Last of Us, they did that short little gameplay where the city was being taken over, and it was hugely epic. But in Resident Evil 6, there was an entire city, wasn't it? China, and it just didn't feel as epic. It didn't feel like...
And I feel like it's the writing, and it's the... Because they were saying, well, like, oh, there's new people in charge. Well, it's like, well, make sure the person in charge knows what the fuck they're doing, because that's what matters. Like,
the guy who did 6 is not allowed to be in charge again.
Because these people, keep in mind, they just take order, okay? Like, they know what they're doing, and they're great at their jobs. Like, the graphics are amazing, the art design is amazing, the concept art's amazing.
Always has, like, the best graphics when they
it really all does depend on the director, because everyone around the director, like you said, does an amazing job with the level designs and the graphics and the character models and all that. The voice acting directors,
they're great at what they do.
They tell the voice actors what to do, and they definitely deliver in every game. Every cutscene in Resident Evil 6, I will defend that to the day I die, feels like a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels very cinematic, and I'm very entertained by them, and I always said, hey, RE6 should have been an animated movie, kind of like Degeneration and Damnation. It didn't need to be...
fit in with them movies, too, because they are way more action-oriented.
Yeah, it's like, these are movies. Like, these are animated movies, they're spin-offs from the series, they're fan service. Why not make them just action movies and have the game's survival horror? And it's like, RE6, wasn't like that, but it's like, hey, that director fucking said, we wanted to make the Ada in RE2 and the Ada in RE4 different Adas. We wanted to have all these different clones of Adas that you fell in love with throughout the course of the series. And then the Ada in RE6 was a different Ada. It's like, when we went with this idea, we were told we couldn't do it because Resident Evil doesn't have cloning. But we still cloned her anyways. Tee-hee-hee. They were honestly going to make multiple different fucking Adas. It's like, the Ada in RE2? You thought she was the same character as the Ada in RE4? No.
So Leon's in love with a clone.
Well, if they're going to do cloning, like, one thing that could... And I know you could come up with the different theories of why this won't work, but if they really wanted, like, Umbrella wanted to take over and, like, Wesker was their prodigy, they could have just cloned him. Like, that's why I don't think they should have cloning in it, because it'd be so easy to just clone Wesker and you would have the ultimate army that could defeat anything.
The thing is that director who said that with the whole Ada thing, that was a really stupid decision.
It was.
I can't just, like, if they went through with that, like, the entire series, the whole Ada character would be broken.
Yeah.
It's like that guy, that was just an example of that guy not knowing how to do the game justice.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I'm saying right now, I can't wait for E3. I'm anxious, and you know what, Richard and JJ, you can join in on that as well if you want, because I'm saying that day, I don't care, hopefully everybody's free to do something, but when that day comes, we are doing a podcast that night.
Yeah, I would like to even possibly live stream our podcast, just like we're constantly, giving people updates. Information. As it comes.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. We're definitely, because, dude, like, people want to know. They want to know what we think. We're discussing it right now, and it's great.
That's why people listen to you guys and everything. Like, you got people invested in what you guys have to say because you've made so many that they want to hear your thoughts on it. They want to hear what you guys got to say. So, yeah, it would definitely be really cool to live stream that. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely try to see if I can get something going on Twitch or something, and I'll record it and put it into an episode, and something like that. And by the way, YouTube just bought Twitch.
I've seen that, and I don't know. I seen a thing that said YouTube buys Twitch, RIP Twitch. I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing.
It's probably not. I mean, like, I think it'll be cool because, like, it'll be easier to upload. But, like, you could have already done that. But, like, I don't even know.
Why are you wasting your money buying Twitch when you fucking need to improve your own website?
Honestly, that's not even wasting money. That's like $1 for them. They probably bought Twitch for, like, a good amount of money, but they're like,
I heard a rumor that they were going to buy it for like $1 billion. So it's
Dude,
like
everybody's just throwing billions around. Facebook is just
exactly.
dropping tons of money on everybody. They're like making it rain on all these companies, and everybody's monopolizing.
The companies are like, yeah, we sold our product, we're set for life.
Yeah.
And Facebook's just like, we're gonna.
I'm not even gonna lie. If I made something sweet and I was banking off it, and I was offered like $1 billion, I'd fucking take the $1 billion and be like,
yeah,
all right, cool, whatever.
See ya.
I win.
I'm set.
So I don't blame anybody that sells out. Like, that's a lot of money. You know, you're set.
That is, I agree. You know, and you know, E3, it's a big time right now. It's a big time in gaming. Last year we got the whole consoles. Now we actually have the consoles hands on, and we're going to be seeing a lot this year. So I'm looking forward to everything. But RE7 is right in hindsight. Like I just can't.
It's right there, and I think next year is going to be Resident Evil's year. Remember when Operation Raccoon City, Resident Evil 6, and Resident Evil Revelations dropped?
Resident Evil Damnation.
That was amazing because you know I work at GameStop. And Resident Evil's my game. That was my year to work there. I was pushing that shit so hard, like, because I was excited. You know, there was so much Resident Evil stuff. I actually got. It's cool to work at GameStop when that was going down because I got tons of marketing stuff for Resident Evil
that
they let me hold on to. Yeah,
asshole.
I know.
Hate you. I hate you for
it was such a good like. I don't know. It's so nice. I was like,
I can imagine, dude. I like know what you're talking about, even though I've never experienced it. Like I know how that can feel. Just like being around all of that at that time.
It was Resident Evil year, man. I was excited to be at work. I was excited to talk. Like this is my game's year.
Yeah, me and Richard were excited that year too. We were fucking like, oh my god, like Resident Evil this, let's see what's going on. And we didn't even expect RE6 to be like announced that soon.
Do you guys remember how epic it was when it was announced?
Yeah.
In the trailer where fucking Leon and Chris pull their gun on each other, I was like, oh no way! Like,
I remember I watched that and then like I went to Anthony on Facebook and I kept leaving him all these comments, just asking him questions as if he knew the answers.
Yeah, everybody's so excited.
Do you think this will happen? Do you
it's
think
like, really Anthony, is that Ada? Who is that? Who is that? It's like, I don't know. Shut the fuck up, Richard.
Oh, you're a mean friend, Aunt.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't say that.
No, he did. He's so mean sometimes.
I did, and right after that, I asked him the same questions. Like, right after. That's exactly what I did. No, but I remember I made a video, like, saying, yo, what do you guys think about RE6 confirmed? Like, I remember that, and people went crazy. They're like, oh my god, I think this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Maybe it's going to be like this. Maybe it's going to be like that. And then that summer, we got the demo.
Yeah.
Demo.
And, that demo, I helped.
I didn't like that demo.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't even the public demo. It was like the one that came with like
Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, you got to reserve Dragon's Dogma to get the Resident Evil 6 demo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I found it on the Pirate Bay. I just burned it.
Remember you were talking about that.
You can play it. Yeah, exactly. You could play it on just a regular console. And Richard was like, "Yo, Aunt, can you send me that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You have a DVD-R?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, all right. Even my friend Joe, and he's like, he was a big fan of Resident Evil, and he was like, yo, can I come by after like work and just like,
I did that to the guys at work. I was like, I'm not getting Dragon's Dogma, but I'm really fucking jealous you guys are playing this, so I'm just gonna come over to your house. And I invited myself. Okay, you gotta better have some Little Caesar's pizza there when I get there.
Oh,
God damn it!
And here's the thing. With that demo, like even with my friend, like he was like, "Oh man, I'll pay you for the disc." I was like, "Nah, dude, I got like 50 of these freaking blank DVDs. Like, don't worry about it." And I remember me and Richard, like, I played a little bit of Leon's. I played through Leon's, but that was like it was literally nothing. And then I was like, "All right, if Richard's gonna do this, then okay, let me just wait for him. He burns it. It works. We're excited, and then we record our reactions pretty much. And from that day,
perfect time to record reactions too, because it's big news.
And that's what we're going to try to do with E3 for sure. But here's the thing, I knew from the start. I'm just like there's something off here. Like this just doesn't feel.
I remember right. We were playing it and we were really excited, but at the same time we were like, this is so different compared to RE5.
We all think that, but it's so new and we're so excited. that we don't talk about that right away. So that's why I like when
Exactly,
people give
yeah.
reviews, they give their lasting impressions, because you're always going to get a good review when somebody's excited. But when they go back a week after they played it and give their lasting impressions, then they'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, this wasn't right. This has been bothering me, and I've been thinking about it. And I got a lot of that with Resident Evil 6. I was excited. I thought it was awesome. A couple weeks later, I was just like, yeah, no, maybe it
I
wasn't as
played
cool
the
as I
shit
thought.
out of it. Like
Yeah,
I put over
yeah.
100 hours into the mercenaries
Same.
mode alone,
Oh yeah,
It's like-
same.
and then I played it practically
Richard played it a
every
lot, too.
day, every single day in October of that year. Go
Yeah.
home, play Resident Evil 6, go to bed, and that's how it was
Same.
for the full month of October. After October, okay, I'm done with you, go away. But like, it was.
I played it even after October. I think Mercenaries is always fun to hop on. And
Yeah,
I think
like-
Mercenaries is good. Yeah,
I
like
play it every once in a while when Jenny wants to, but like I think I just kind of like played everything except Agent Hunt.
Oh my God, I've
still
never played it.
to this day. I never,
Never
put
played
1
it.
second into
Never
Agent
played
Hunt.
Agent Hunt. I've never
Over
played it.
100 hours, not 1 second
I've
into
never
Agent
played it.
Hunt. It's like
You know what
Like,
it
you
tried
know,
to
like,
be?
I-
Left
I-
4 Dead.
Wait,
Like in
what?
that mode. It's like Agent Hunt is when you play through the campaign and you pretty much play as the infected or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I tried
Yeah.
that. I thought it was a really cool thought. Like if you could play as the Nemesis in a room trying to get to your friends, that'd be amazing. But if you're just one stupid
Left 4 Dead did
zombie-
it better. I played Left 4 Dead
Oh, they
2.
did that.
Yeah, well, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, they did that. Like, you play as boomers, smokers, hunters, and you know, what else? Tanks and stuff, and you pretty much have to, like, you take turns, just like in RE6. Like, you play as the survivors, see how far you can get.
I think they need
And
to
then,
capitalize on that because Evolve, a new game that's coming out, is doing that,
Yeah,
where
I
you
heard
play
that.
as a
Yeah.
big enemy and you go against your friends. And I think Mercenaries has always kind of kept Resident Evil like still fun to play after you beat it.
Exactly.
But I think if
Yeah.
they want to introduce a new mode, have like an arena, have like pick from old virus, like the G virus, pick from the Nemesis, and just go after your friends and do that. And I think that would be like the new
Yeah,
Mercenary.
you know why that would be cool? Because it's a mini game. It's for fun. It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with the story. It's just
Well,
fucking
that's the
for shits
thing,
and
it's
giggles.
like-
It doesn't matter where
Will-
you
will
are.
they have
I-
them-
It's fun.
will they have the necessary amount of money to make that mini game work?
Well, if you
Or will
think
it just
about
be like another tacked on feature with bad mechanics and graphics?
Hopefully not. When I was talking about that, I was thinking a lot about Halo and ODST and Firefight. That was a new mode that they put in that, like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
really kind of stuck with people, and it was great. So I think if they want to do something that'll get people's attention and, you know, a new cool thing besides Mercenaries, I think that would be really cool. And they've touched on it. They've kind of, you know, they played around with it, but they did it right. It would be just as fun, if not funner, than Mercenaries.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could, if the overall gameplay is solid. Like if we get like a taste of Resident Evil, if they release a demo, well, they don't release demos anymore apparently, but nobody does. But apparently,
Yeah.
if you know, if technology keeps up with the stuff, they actually start putting out demos again. I'll check it out. But I feel like if the overall campaign is solid and the gameplay is solid, I'm sure that the stuff they put along with it should be solid, just like RE5.
Yeah.
For me, that was a
Well,
solid game. I
that's
know
the
people that
thing.
think RE6 is better.
I
than 5.
hated versus mode in RE5.
I
Because
never
it was-
tried it, but I thought it was so cool when I seen it. I was like, I gotta get that. And I just
it-
never
Listen,
got around to it.
it's a competitive multiplayer thing where it's like 2 versus 2,
Yeah,
and you can't move.
because
What?
the game
That's
is
so
made for
stupid.
the game is made sort of for survival horror. So I guess
Exactly,
it wouldn't
Exactly,
work in a
like-
third person.
That game was
Six
like,
would probably work a lot better with the
Yeah,
versus.
exactly.
yeah, because 6 is more action packed.
Hmm.
But with 5, it was like, okay, I still play Mercenaries in 5 to this day.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, like
I completely
oh,
went through.
I
Did the best.
I put a lot of time in RE6, but RE5 I put thousands of hours.
Oh
in
yeah, and
Yeah.
six has a versus mode, by the way. It's like the
Oh, they
team,
do?
the team
I kinda-
Slayers or whatever. It's the same thing as 5.
Yeah, it's like
I
run
didn't know
run
that.
from the Ustanok.
Yeah,
It's like I never
got all
bought
the-
it. I never
I-
bought it because I was just like, yeah, whatever.
I got all
Like,
the
this
I got
doesn't
all the main
fit.
achievements for the game, but not the DLC ones because like nobody played it, so like it was literally impossible. And dude, I will never complete RE5 ever again. I did it on 360. That took me forever because of the versus mode. Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I got every
Oh my
achievement
God, no.
except, and I got some of the versus mode achievements, and that was it.
I helped
was
you
just
with
like,
them. I helped you. I
You
remember
helped me with
helping
them,
you.
and Jenny helped me with them.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, like I can't do this anymore. Like some of the achievements you can't even get with 2 people because it
I hate when they
requires.
do that.
Yeah, it
I hate
requires
when
like a full
achievements
team
are
of 4.
impossible.
So it's
I don't-
like whatever.
I don't think I played that much of the extra stuff on Resident Evil 6 because it was so forgettable of a game. Like you were saying, if it was just well made, the other things that they included would be good too.
And they could do that with 7. They could easily do that with 7. But that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
for sure.
We really just have to wait and see. And I think, like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, do you guys
But-
want a co-op campaign in 7, or do you want a single-player main campaign with a side co-op?
They need to do something interesting with it. I think
I think they should do a single-player campaign with the side co-op, just like Portal. Portal made basically 2 games in one, and both stories are awesome.
yeah, like don't make it maybe not like, the same campaign, but like you have 2 people spawn in the same mansion or whatever, have them meet up with a monster trying to kill them or something. Like
That's
Put
different. That's a different take on it. I never really thought of that.
like maybe one guy like has no guns and the other guy does. I don't know, but you can play around with it and like make it scary for 2 players. It's like that feeling like in Halo 3 Zombies, for example, you're like, or Halo Reach Zombies, whatever. You're running from the zombies. It's like, dude, I don't know where the infected are. It's like they have energy swords. They're gonna kill us, but we don't know where they are. It's like we gotta make a last stand.
But you got to be careful with that too, because then it becomes too much Left 4 Dead. You don't want that.
But like you want to make it so that it's like scary.
Yeah.
You
don't
want to
wanna
make it so that there's like a
doing
lot of tension, even though you're with someone. Make it like scary. If you're playing with them, like in the campaign, it's like, okay, this is fun, but like I'm not scared.
Yeah, that's why I wanted there to be 2 modes, because the co-op is still amazing. It's the funnest to play, but the single-player story, when you kind of just get into it and it unravels and it's a mystery, like as you play, that's what lasts. Like the co-op lasts because you're playing it with a friend and it's a lot of fun. You remember that, but the single-player lasts because you remember the story. And I just kind of want them to keep it separate.
I can see your stance on that. I'm kind of neutral on both of them because I don't really know what I'm going to be able to... I don't know what's going to work with the story.
Yeah.
It really depends on, like, how that is, because, like,
Single-player games aren't dead, though. Look at Last of Us, look at Tomb Raider, look at, they're not dead.
They're not dead. And they work, because those games sold like a motherfucker.
Yeah. But you can't get rid of it either, though, because, people that played 5 and 4, or 5 and 6, they like the co-op. I love the co-op in 5.
Even GTA 5, the biggest entertainment launch in history, that's single player, that has online, but that main story, that main missions, that's just single player.
Progressing in the right way.
Yeah.
I would have to say, out of all the games I can think of right now, GTA 5, they stick to what their fans want. They don't do anything. They do different things, but they do it in the right way.
Yeah, and Rockstar, they did that thing with Max Payne 3. Amazing game. And the multiplayer
That game was
on that,
great. Yeah.
And the multiplayer on that's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It works so well.
Yeah, the
bullet
story
was great. And
that was amazing.
And they do that with all their Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead was amazing. That was great.
I think we're going to be getting another Red Dead, too. I think they're going to announce something like that.
Oh, please.
I've been hearing a lot of rumors about that.
I would love Red Dead.
Me too. That's off topic, but I just had to say that.
Oh no, I agree. Well, I mean, we're just saying like single player games still work. Rockstar's very popular with that. Naughty Dog, with their Uncharted, Last of Us, and then but I don't know what they're gonna do. I really just hope they just don't fuck up. And me and Richard have been saying this since last year. Just don't fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, they can see they're not stupid. Like sometimes they can seem stupid, but they're not stupid. They can see. Resident Evil 6 didn't do it. They were expecting more, and they can see what fans are saying.
Exactly. And it's weird. I feel like I'm talking like when I'm trying to talk to Capcom and just say this. I feel like I'm talking to a friend. You ever have a friend that just like fucks up? He keeps like fucking, and you're just like, dude, please don't fuck up. Like you can.
Well, you used to be such a good friend. I'm still gonna be your friend.
Yeah, I'm still gonna be your friend, but stop fucking up. Please, like you're making yourself look fucking terrible if you keep making mistakes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly how I feel. Like that hits the nail on the head.
That everybody has.
That friend that everybody has. Yeah, like please, just for the love of fuck, like time's running out, like people aren't gonna wait around for your shit, and that's exactly what this is. Like nobody's gonna wait around for Capcom to get their shit together because, hey, if there's
other things we can go to.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to play this, I'm going to though because I'm a fan, but they're going to a wider audience, and people that don't like it, they're not going to come back.
Exactly. I think because, like, if there's people like us that are kind of like, yeah, like we enjoyed RE6 for what it is, like, and stuff like that, that's cool. But then it's like at the end of the day, it's like we really just want to see something that isn't like that because it's just like it didn't work. Like you admitted that it didn't work, so why would you? Yeah. Why would you like?
We know you know, so now it's worse if you go back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like now it's just kind of like beating a dead horse. Like, come on, like, what are you doing? You're just going over the same like motions of just like, yeah, this is gonna appeal to everybody. It's like, seriously, dude, like, really, if it appealed to everybody, like, why the hell did your game get like mixed reviews by everybody? Like,
to be honest, I think their new game's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I hope it is, and I think they can do the right thing. I am not one of these fans, and Richard knows too, because we've seen them before, we've read the comments before. I am not one of these fans that has completely lost faith in Capcom or anything like that, because
that's just like irrational and idiotic. It's like
that's close-minded too. Very close-minded.
Yeah, like I've lost faith in Capcom. They don't know how to make a good game. It's like bullshit. They can make a good game. You buy the games anyway. Shut the fuck up.
It's kind of good, though, that people are like that to them because it's kind of like their wake-up call, like, slap to the face. Hey, people are, done with you. Like, get your shit together.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, hey, with all the money they spent making new buildings and stuff like that for the new console, I'm sure they have to do something to...
What the hell was that about? I thought they were broke.
Yeah, well, apparently not. People thought that too. I don't know. They must have got funded, or they actually just didn't. They weren't broke as people thought, and because I mean that was like 11 billion or something. People were like, and people were commenting on my RE7 news video. They're like, oh well, Capcom's going broke, so like they're done. I'm just like, dude, I just said in the video they just fucking spent that much money. Like they're fine, obviously, because they're making games for the next generation of consoles for Xbox One and PS4. I'm sure Dead Rising 3 was one of them, and it's like stop using that for them not making a game. They're making the game. They announced that they're talking about Resident Evil 7. Like they didn't fucking come out and say yeah, like it's coming out this day. They're fucking making the game. So shut the fuck up and you
they got money, them liars.
Yeah, like you hating on RE6 isn't going to prevent them from making RE7, and it's not going to keep them bankrupt. Like, people want them to go bankrupt. I'm just like, first of all, like, that's a little bit too far. Yeah. And second of all, like, if you don't like the series, like, go somewhere else, okay? Because
you don't have to stick with them. We stick with them because we know they have potential.
Yeah, exactly. And like, they can turn their shit around. And like, again, I didn't think RE6 was terrible, but these are people that hated the game since...
It was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. I got a lot of play value out of it. Was it a good Resident Evil game in the main series? Nah, probably not.
I don't understand why these people don't just... I don't understand why don't these people just fucking keep the first 4 games. It's like, we get it. You hate every game that comes out, but you play the
fourth game.
You play, there's people who hate the 4th game, but it's like you play every game that comes out, and yet you continue to say on the internet that you hate each one of them, except for the original ones. 1, 2, 3, Cobra.
Richard, if you have 5 on your list, something is wrong.
Some fucking asshole commented
really
on my...
like 5.
Some asshole commented on my top 5 Resident Evil games, and naturally I put RE5 on the list because I love that game.
Yeah.
It's what got me into the series, like to finally push me into loving Resident Evil.
Exactly, yeah.
Like
and
I
some
said before,
douchebag...
That was the funnest one I played. It didn't have the longest lasting appeal like the originals, but it was definitely hands down the funnest.
Oh, like for me, like it had this really long lasting appeal, and it got me to play the originals. Oh, yeah. So it's like I have a certain respect for 5 that not everybody can understand. It's like, oh, this is
merit. It's a good game.
Yeah, but it's like people just don't like the way like how it wasn't as scary as the other one. Like it was an action survival game. It did its job very well. But hey, I can say that RE5 got me into the series and it made me love the originals. Without 5, I probably wouldn't have gotten into the original. So shut the fuck up. 5 is a very good game. But like some guy came onto my list and he's like, you know, there's a problem when someone puts fucking RE5 on their list. It's like, did you not listen to the fucking video? Like, I even said during that segment, I said, if you can't understand the fact why I have RE5 on this list, then turn the video off. And the guy just fucking comments anyways. It's like, you're an idiot.
Well, I'm one of them really picky fans, too. And I played Resident Evil 5 2 or 3 times and set it down and I was done with it. Finally, I started working at GameStop, and I got all of them. I was like, I just want the collection. I want them all. And I texted my cousin. I was like, hey, you know, I got Resident Evil 5. I gave it a couple tries and played it. It's co-op. You know, come over. Let's play it. Well, when I got co-op on it and we actually got into it, holy shit, I did not put the controller down. I was in it for the long ride until we beat the game. I didn't go to sleep. I went to work the next day. I was just like, yeah, that was really good. I don't know why I didn't get into it before. But I'm a picky fan. And you gotta give it time. You gotta play it the right way. You gotta play it with somebody. If you play it with somebody and you stick with it and you play it, you're gonna really enjoy it. It was.
You know
great.
what? Like I can understand if it's not your thing, like right away, or like maybe you just don't like 5 and 6. Okay, I get that, but don't go on the internet complaining about it. It's like, you like 5 and 6.
You gotta give it a try. You gotta sit down. You gotta play with it. You really
guys
gotta get into it.
But it's like, these people who like actually complain about, you know, the newer games, but they continue to play them. It's like, you shut the fuck up and keep your originals.
He literally said something was wrong with you. Like, he literally just said something is wrong with you. Like, why? It's a video game. Shut the fuck up.
You know what? YouTube automatically marked it as spam. So like, when I was looking at the comments, I'm like, I don't see this comment anywhere. And then it's like, one comment has been marked for spam, and I don't think it was even public. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well remove this. Because it's either make it public or remove. I'm going to remove it. But it's like, dude, if you don't like the way the series is now, sell the games you don't like. Keep 1, 2, keep 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. You don't like the series as a whole. You like the originals. That's fine. Just fucking play them. Play them to your heart's content, but just ignore the series if you don't like it then.
The way I think about it is, if you like 4, you have absolutely nothing to complain about because they release it and it's brand new almost every year. We had 4 on the GameCube, we had 4 on the Xbox, you know, we had 4 on, now it's got the PC. You got a new game every year. If you like that game, what the hell are you complaining about? They keep making your game for you. What are you talking about?
You know, these are the same people that complain about so many other games, and they just sit inside all day. They have no lives. They like complaining, trying to make other people feel bad about their work on YouTube or about.
Well, that's the internet, like we were saying.
That's the internet. Yep, these are people who. Yeah.
This one guy copy and pasted the same rant on every Resident Evil video he could find.
Yeah, I remember we talked
really
about
wanted
that
to get his point across.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's like, don't you have anything better to do?
Yep.
So probably not. Not.
Yeah, you have friends to go out with. You have a girlfriend. No, you're just going to complain about series to people you don't even know. Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. That's how you want to. You're trying to make other people feel bad so yourself can feel better. Okay, that's cool.
Just trying to get attention, man.
Pretty much.
Back onto topic about things I were talking about though with the new Resident Evil 7 rumors.
Yeah.
What I thought you were talking about earlier when I was like, oh, I know where you're going with this. One thing that I keep seeing over and over and now has kind of been confirmed through tweets and stuff. Wesker's coming back.
Yeah, Wesker is in the studio, apparently.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense with the story, but it makes sense as to why they brought Jake into it.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I was thinking about that while we were discussing it, and
that's the thing, though. He could be dead. Like, he could remain dead in the present timeline, but they could have like a bunch of flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
that deal with Wesker, but it's like.
Well,
we don't know.
If they're doing cloning and shit with Ada, I mean, there's
I honestly think
doors open. There's so many possibilities as to how he could still be alive.
I think the cloning shit, I think that's done. Like, I don't think they're gonna go down that route again.
That would just completely, like...
That would
create so many plot holes in the game.
That would take away from RE5's ending, because that was so perfect. You had the original duo, Jill and Chris, just, like, together killing...
He died in a fucking volcano. How more epic of a way could you die?
Yeah.
Wesker was the last leader in Umbrella.
Exactly.
You killed Marcus, you killed Birkin, you killed Spencer.
Spencer, yep. And
Wesker
Wesker killed him by his own hand.
Every this is why I like, some of the themes in Resident Evil. It's like everybody who has power, who is greedy, they all get punished. But Wesker was the one guy who had that stuff and never got punished. And then fucking Resident Evil 5 comes along, he finally gets that rocket to the face. It's like he's dead. Deal with it. Like some fans are just like, no, Wesker.
Story in that game.
Wesker's not dead. Like he's alive. I refuse to believe he's fucking dead. Maybe they're gonna bring him back for 7, but like you said, Anthony, that would ruin RE5's ending. Honestly, It would. It's like you could have closed the series. You could have. Sure, there are many open spaces and plot holes, but it's like they can't deal with all of it.
If they're gonna
you can never deal with all of it in a big series like this. Ever.
Yeah. They're just going to keep moving forward. So they're never going to deal with the plot holes anyways. You might as well have ended it at 5. But it's like, hey, keep making more games. Like, I have no problem if you're going to make more games, but just don't make it like a clusterfuck in terms of the story.
Yeah, and I know, I remember seeing about the Wesker thing, and I was like, I don't know what they're doing, but like I said, I hope we get enough this E3, and we're probably gonna do something. I will update you guys listening, and you guys as well. I will update everybody on what we're doing as far as streaming or something, because I don't know what day Capcom's going, but I'm gonna find out the schedule, and we're gonna see what's going on. Yeah, so
they do that on YouTube too. They stream, and you can see everybody's video while they're talking. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, if you could figure that out, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, so we would have to line up our stuff perfectly and do it on Twitch, and you would have to share it on your page. I'd share it on my page. We're gonna have to do all that shit. But we might also fit in a show before that, because that is like another week. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, because we do have another 2 weeks before that happens. So we'll probably do another show beforehand and do something for questions and stuff like that. But as far as RE7, we'll see. But also, we're going to talk about something that we haven't talked about, and JJ brought this to my attention. So we're talking about, and we could start with around when RE5 came out. We've never talked about the animated films. We've probably brought them up briefly, but we've never went in depth. Me and Richard did a thing on the live action, and by the way, they did announce that they're doing the next one. I think it's called Salvation, or it's called like something, or it's called. Let me update
they
you.
announced it?
It's happening. Yeah,
they announced it.
Yep, they're working on it. They just started production on it.
Yes. Well, they're going to be like 3 years till it comes out, but good. They're going to make a trilogy. I like that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty excited to hear that they were making it. As much as, like, I told you guys before in the last podcast we did, I enjoy going to see the movies, and I keep seeing the movies, but I kind of think of them like separate from the Resident Evil games. I think of them as just turn my brain off, watch, and enjoy them.
I honestly will see them now just to review them. Honestly, like I will see them and be like, yeah, but like, and then I'll come back that night and I'll just be like, yeah. This was just like a fun action film, and that's what it is. Like
that's what I like. Just like Fast and the Furious, they're gonna keep making them. I'm gonna keep watching them. I just enjoy them for what they are. I mean, I could totally get back to the CGI films. That's a good Resident Evil movie.
Hey, I lost enough friends today. I showed no emotion when a guy got chainsawed right in front of me.
I should probably rewatch the movies because I might not like them anymore. I don't know. I just enjoy them for the time, and I'd never watch them again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it says right here, it says on April 21st, Anderson announced that the sixth film titled Resident Evil Rising will follow Alice and her crew as they rush the Hive. The Red Queen plots total destruction of the human race. The film
Why?
Did they already do the Hive in the first one?
Well,
in the first movie...
They're doing it again, assholes. Deal with it. It says
they're remaking it. This is the reboot, guys.
Dude, in the first movie... The Red Queen wanted to preserve the human race. Remember? Like, at the end, she was like, you can't get on the train because one of you is infected. But if you kill her, I'll let you guys on the train. It's like, Now you're making the Red Queen this evil bit. It's like she was good.
Well, Jovovich and Ada, that Ada bitch is coming back, and it's going to be in 3D, and it's coming out 2015. So deal with it, suck a dick.
The
No, I'm
movie's a
kidding.
hypocrite. That
But,
movie's just one big hypocrite.
Yeah, but well, hey, you know what? Like I said, they're there, and yes, they're bad.
Yeah,
but
they're
that's
there.
the
We
point. They
can't
know
make
they are
people-
bad. They know they are bad. There's no way they're making these films and saying this is a good piece of art. Here.
Yeah, I think
They are,
make,
though,
They
like-
make shit tons of money off of them.
When-
I'm pretty
when-
sure
Exactly.
they think they're doing good.
I remember I was sitting in the theater and one of the previews was like this interview with Mia Jovovich, and she was just going on and on
I
about
love
like
the
how
games.
no, she's like all these movies are like rich with characters and details and the world that they're in. It's like you're making this sound like, you know, the next fucking like Dark Knight movie or something.
Somebody,
Like,
you know what was going on when she said that. Somebody was behind the camera flipping cue cards. That was going on. Like
It's
somebody
like-
just wrote that out for her.
I
It's
don't
like,
know. They were on like the red carpet or something, but it's like
Because they
it
make
wasn't
a
the
lot
red
of money
it wasn't the
off
red
of them.
carpet, but it was like some public place. But it's like you are fucking lying through your teeth right now.
Yeah, when
Just
I
to
watch
promote it.
when I watched the first
Easy
couple
money.
movies, I was really I was really pissed off because it's like these don't follow the story at all. But when I kept watching them and I knew that they just were completely different films, I was like, okay, I guess I can
Well-
kind of accept that they're in their own universe.
It's
even though-
the same with like, you know, superhero movies. It's like because I really like the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but I'm not gonna like hate on Sam Raimi's movies for not being like those comics. You know, it's like
Yeah,
if
I
I go
think
if I go into a
okay.
movie, if I go into a movie, any movie, if it's based on a source material, I ignore the source material and I judge the movie for what it does right and what it
Oh,
does
yeah.
wrong. But it's like these games. I mean, like these movies, the Resident Evil movies. Putting the games aside, they're very bad movies.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
You
They're,
have to ignore the game. Like even if like, you know, they weren't like the games, but the movies were still really good, I would be like, hey, it's not like the games, but like this movie's awesome. Like
I don't think
I
the
read some
movies-
of George A. Romero's script, which I think you two should read as well. And
I've read it.
Yeah, I've heard about it so many times that I mean I checked it out and listened to it a little bit, and it was the same like idea but in a different world, which is
Yeah.
really cool because
was like-
wasn't like
it
out
did
of-
some things differently, but it was still like from what I've read so far, it's pretty
just-
good.
It was just like comic book movies. Like they don't always follow the comics.
Exactly.
But they take their own take on it, so it's the same world in a different way. Which I think that's how they should do movies if they're going to base them off of a game or a comic or something like that. They should do the same thing in a different world or just completely new characters. And you can't take all the characters and just throw them into one movie and be like, all right, we're going to have a good Resident Evil movie here. We got all the enemies from all of them and all the characters from all of them. All in
Well,
one.
like with Romero's script, he dealt with the first game, and some things were different. Like Wesker had a skull tattoo on his wrist, and you know what? That's cool. Whatever. Chris Redfield, he was like this nature guy, and he loved animals, and his family owned a farm. But it's like like I can deal with shit like that because the main story is very, like it works for what it is.
It's his take on it.
And
He might have even had a better take than the game.
Yeah,
Like-
Jill and Chris are together as well, which is a cool twist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they make love in the first like page or whatever, but it's like this is a very solid B movie, a very solid B zombie movie. I like it. This is good. What is the first Resident Evil movie by Paul W.S. Anderson? It's just some shitty, cheesy
You
action
want to see
shit.
a Resident Evil movie? Night of the Living Dead remake, because that's where Resident Evil drew some inspiration from too.
Yeah, I gotta.
When
see
they were
that.
stuck in the house, that's where they drew information. They drew influence from that. They did. They've come out and said that they're a fan of that film while making Resident Evil, and that they came up with some ideas from that. I remember me and Perry were talking about it before, but
Yeah, I remember listening
That's,
to you guys talk about that.
that's a solid little outline of a Resident Evil film with just Tom Savini directing it. But no, I mean it worked for what it is, and for some reason they fired him, and he was just like, all right, fine. But he's probably got paid to write it, So
Well,
Yeah.
Capcom said that his script wasn't good at all, and I'm like,
They were
you guys are No.
expecting an
Anderson.
action movie or something. They're
Yeah, it's
expecting
like-
Paul W.
it's like that-
W. Anderson to
They
come.
looked at Anderson's and they're like, "This is great. I
Yeah,
love Mortal
Exactly.
Kombat.
It's like
That
it's
makes me
different from the
question them.
games.
Like, what the fuck are you
I
guys
fucking
thinking?
love Mortal Kombat. Every fucking shot in that movie, somebody's jumping. Oh my god.
It's not even like a proper tournament with good rules. It's just stuff happening.
You guys
Dr.
said the
Yeah.
new Mortal Kombat? That actually had a pretty kick-ass story. That
The
was
movie?
No.
the new game, the newest Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
They came out
Oh
with.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was great.
I have
The
that.
story on that was better than the movie, like by
Mortal
far.
Kombat 9, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
just but it's just called Mortal Kombat. But yeah,
I love
that
playing
actually
Freddy.
really-
You know what's funny? Even when you rip that game to a computer, it says MK9. Like, the
Yeah.
creators knew when making that game.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this is a ninth one, but we're just gonna drop... And, like, that's another thing. Why is Halo 5 called Halo 5 Guardians? Drop the fucking subtitles.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh.
you.
Listen.
Sorry, just a random rant.
Listen,
okay.
Resident Evil 3 had a subtitle, so I don't give a shit anyways, but
Okay,
Well,
but
it
look.
had to have a subtitle.
But
It
look,
wasn't-
it's like it's like Resident Evil 6 or Halo 6.
What?
It'll bug me if that has a subtitle because okay, I know Resident Evil 3 has a subtitle, but it was the only one with a subtitle whatever. It's like Halo 1 2 3 4, Halo 5 subtitle, Halo 6 subtitle. What?
Guardians
Yep.
is kind of a cool name when you think of it, though. You guys always play the old ones, and you are multiplayer, and you're killed by the Guardians. Who are the fuckers?
Yeah.
yeah, they
Who
make...
are
they're,
they?
They're my favorite
This is-
character in the Halo.
This is the game where we find out who made those damn fucking cannons on Snowbound.
Yeah. Why was I not allowed to
Who
go
put
that
those
far,
mines in the
Guardian?
Sandlot? Who the fuck put them there?
What
Sand
did you
trap
not
Or
want me to see,
Sandlot,
Guardian?
yeah, Sand Trap.
What were
Yeah,
you
I mean-
hiding?
and Sandbox.
Sandbox, yeah.
I get to finally meet these fuckers.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently you're a female Spartan. I don't know.
No.
if
No,
that's
she's
what
a
people
dude.
are saying.
That was a guy.
That's a dude, yeah.
People say that.
Everyone's like, is this a
Looks
robot
like a chick.
Cortana?
Looks like
Everyone-
a chick. It's a dude.
And the guy's like, no, he's a new character, smiley face. It's like, what? This is a
Like,
guy.
I was watching a bunch of videos on it, and that is legitimately a guy. His armor looks like a chick.
Well,
dude.
that's a shame. He probably just ate nothing. But
People are saying that after Cortana died, Master Chief went kind of crazy and rogue, and might be doing some bad shit. So, because he actually
starved
top
himself.
the top character has an emblem. I can't think of the name right now, but he's like a cop, and they're saying like maybe he's coming to like get Master Chief under control. I don't know if that's true, but that's just like Resident Evil. There's rumors going
But
around.
he was fine at the end of Halo 4. He's like, our duty is to protect humanity, whatever the cost. It's like, okay, you're calm right now. I can see that. You're probably very sad right now, but you understand.
First levels of depression. Just trust me, it's all downhill from here. There's a bunch of people in the
It's
face.
like the next day.
He's an alcoholic.
It's
He
like
turns into Max
we must
Payne.
protect humanity the next day.
Max
I don't give a
Payne
shit
3.
about humanity.
Yeah.
Max Payne 3 just drinking the whiskey in his
Yeah.
hotel. He's just like, I
Putting
can't.
bottles down, just like goes to drink a bottle and just goes all over his mouth,
It's like-
and he
it's
just
like-
gets pissed and throws it.
It's like, hey Max, wake up. I'm up. Like, Master Chief, wake up. I'm up. Like,
It's been 10 years since my family died. I still can't get over it.
yeah, I mean, hey, I probably wouldn't get over that shit too, especially when you're fucking you're serving as a security guard for a family who gives no fucks about you
Yeah.
in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'd get depressed too.
That
He
was
knows
a good story. That dude is a fucking tank. I don't know.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like people who drink that much, like holy shit.
It's a
I'm
broken
so-
character that like is still just doesn't give a fuck, and like that's
Yeah.
what I love about that shit. But speaking of broken characters, we can talk about all the characters that are legitimately broken in the Resident Evil films, and not in a good way. But
All of them.
no, but you know, we could segue this into the animated films because you know the one
Yeah.
thing is they'll make a couple more of these Rise and fucking Rise of what? Like what are you doing? You're fucking just Rise of more cash grabs pretty much. But hey,
Rise
you
of
know what?
Alice.
The Rise of Alice. The next one will just be
Okay.
called like Downfall or something, and just to end it. But like you know, who knows?
And then-
But I mean,
Remastered, and then they'll just keep going, and they'll bring it back.
yeah, they'll do Resurrection next. That'll be the next one, Resident
Yeah.
Evil Resurrection, and
Oh God, no! Not it gave me bad memories of Halloween Resurrection.
Yep, Trick or treat, motherfucker.
No,
favorite
what are you
line.
doing in my Halloween movie?
My
Get
favorite.
out!
I saw that in theaters when that came out. I don't know why I did, but I didn't know it was gonna be bad. I mean, Halloween H2O was just like the best thing ever, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, might as well. I say that sarcastically, by the way.
I haven't watched the movies in
H2O
forever.
was okay. It was one of
That
the.
wasn't Michael Myers. That wasn't him. Only
I
up to
know,
a certain point.
You killed him. You killed Michael. Nope.
How do you kill Jamie Lee fucking What? That could have been cut out. You could have just been like, yeah, like.
Listen, she didn't even want to be in it. She was like, she wanted H2O to be the final one. And then they were basically like, no, we got to make another one for the money. And Jamie Lee Curtis was like, just kill me.
Yeah,
Or just-
on that new Blu-ray, she did her first convention ever, and it's like an hour documentary. It's amazing. It's great. She treats her fans fucking like she literally is like, just she's like she's like. It's kind of like, yeah, like I haven't really done any of these, so I'm definitely gonna go all out. She did. That was her first and only thing, and like all the proceeds went to some charity or something. She didn't even do it for the money, and I'm just like, she could have easily just said like, nah, like fuck these. But she knows she got started because of that. She can't deny that, and it was cool hearing her history with all these people. She starts to see some of the, like the guy who played Michael Myers like the first time in like 30 years or something. It's like, oh my god, like. She really just, like, hasn't seen these people. She love connecting with them. And it's people who actually care about the films. With the whole Resident Evil thing, even that, it's like, nobody gives a fuck about those films. They're just in there because they're like, oh, Resident Evil? What's this? And that's it, But,
yeah.
Whatever. So anyway, the animated films. I know I keep putting this off. Animated films. So, Degeneration came out in 2009, and it was in the works while Resident Evil 5 was being promoted, so this was promoted as well, and it was pretty much a story of Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield after the first time we've seen them. Well, this one takes place after 4, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, after 4. So it's the first time we've seen Claire since fucking Code Veronica. Okay, we got Leon here. And he's just like, he doesn't really act like 4 has ever happened, though, in this one, so it's kind of by itself. But it brings back zombies in an airport. And what did you guys... we'll start like this. What are your guys' opinions of the film? Richard, we can start with you. What did you think of the overall film before we get into some of the details and then go into Damnation? But what did you think of it overall? Because obviously zombies were dead in the series at the time. They weren't around. And how do you think, even compared to, obviously these are better than live action films, we already know that, but what do you think of this overall?
Well, I thought Degeneration was an awesome movie. I don't think you should watch it if you're not a fan of the games. I think if you're a fan of the games, you're going to get the most enjoyment out of Degeneration.
Yep. Because
that's what it is. It's basically fan service for the people who love Resident Evil. I mean, you got the G virus, you got the Raccoon City incident, you got Claire and Leon, you've got the T-virus coming back, and you got this crazy political plot in the background that tries to tie everything together in this web of conspiracy. You get your cool little twist ending as well. It was a good movie. You get Helena Harper before she became Helena Harper.
Yeah.
So it's I enjoyed the movie. I saw it a few weeks ago. I don't know.
It's
It's
that
just
on Blu-ray too. I only have it on DVD.
I got really drunk and bought it, and then regretted buying a bunch of stuff and returned it all.
I saw that status.
You guys seen that? I bought
I saw that
over $200 worth of stuff, and I woke up the next day and I was like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Oh,
and
come on! You should have kept that at least.
I should have, and I actually got a really good deal on it when I realized the sale I got, and then I was like,
what did you buy?
Okay, well, I never used Amazon, and my girlfriend, she likes to order stuff online a lot, and I was really drunk, and I was like, I'm gonna try this Amazon, and I'll see, and she's like, okay, do it. She kept encouraging me, and I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. She's like, but just watch out, it becomes really addicting.
Was she sober?
Yeah, she's like, just watch out, it becomes really addicting. So a half an hour later, I was like, babe, I just bought $230 some worth of stuff.
She slowly takes away the bottle from you.
Yeah, she's like, I told you it was addicting. She's like,
I think you've had enough.
She's like, you work a lot, you deserve to buy something for yourself. And the next day I wake up and I was like, why did you let me do that?
$200? Fuck!
I bought and actually it wasn't bad. Like I kind of wish I would have just like not been able to cancel it, even though like I like to buy things, but I know sometimes I need my money for more important things, so that's why I kind of regretted it and took it back. But it was all the books. I wanted them all brand new.
Oh
in
yeah,
condition.
yeah.
I have a couple of them, but they're so beat up. I've had them since I was young. So it was all the books. It was all the actual movies on Blu-ray. I got like all 4 or 5 of them for like $34.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, it's cool to have.
Well, the,
and then I
the
bought
box
the
set
two-
with 5 comes with, is like $70, so that was a good deal.
Oh yeah, shit. I think
And
it went
the
up to
animated
it went up to
films, too?
40 some now too, because that was on sale. It went up to 40 some bucks, and I was like, shit.
And the animated films? Like
The animated films, they were the most expensive. They were like $12 and $15.
I love how this is all Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was. I just went on a binge, and then so I bought that, and then I was like, I got done, and then I went back into it, and I bought an umbrella shirt. Then I have the umbrella.
You went away for a while, came
Yeah.
back.
I came
You
back.
had a
I'm
few
not
shots.
done. I need
You had a
was
few
thinking-
shots to make it more
Yeah.
clear, and then
Like,
you came back.
There's more things I wanted, so I went back. I bought an umbrella shirt, and I bought the.
I used to have one of them.
Yeah, I never had one, so I was like, well, I gotta get a fucking. I was on my Facebook page, and I seen somebody had an umbrella shirt, and I was like, gotta get me one of those. And then I bought the original soundtrack because I thought it was sold out everywhere, but shit, they had it, so I bought that. I bought
Oh
a
my
couple other
God.
things. I canceled everything, and my mom comes over to my house, and she's like, here, this came in the mail for you. The one thing that I couldn't cancel because I got it from some guy that just screen printed it somewhere and kind of works on his own, I got my umbrella shirt. It was like, this was like $30 some, and I probably could have made this for $10.
You
Wonderful.
still have it, though?
Yeah, I was wearing it all day today.
Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah,
So-
you know, it's funny because, like, that's the thing, like, people just... I remember when he posted that. Did you also put that 420 post up, too? Were you
Yeah,
the one who did
yeah,
that?
I had to. I was just sitting at work, and I was like, I don't really partake in the 420, but, like, this is the perfect time to post the picture of the herb, because they have the herbs in the game, they're green plants, and they crush them up on the little papers.
Exactly.
Like, perfect for 420. Like,
You know what's funny?
people will get
commented
this.
on that. Just
Yeah.
didn't. Some people didn't get. They're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, why don't they bring back?" And I commented. I was just like, "I'm healing right now."
yeah, I got
Like,
what you said.
I was like, "All right, you get what I'm saying." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, this makes sense." But everybody else was just like,
some people
oh,
did not get it. No.
completely slipped the mind of just like it's
So-
like, hey, you don't even have
I
to be a
can't-
pothead to figure that out. mean,
I
come
came
on.
back and I was like, all right, I need to explain this to some people.
Yeah, because I remember I once saw the picture of the herb and I realized what day it was, and I was just like, I was like, yeah, like I gotta partake in this comments right now because I was looking at like what other people were posting, and I was just like, what? Yeah,
Yeah, like they're way off. I was
yeah,
like,
that's.
I
Really
thought it would
funny.
be a good inside joke for everybody that did. I don't know. Like for a second, I was like, is this big around this area and not elsewhere? Because these people have no idea what I'm talking about.
I knew exactly what we were talking about, and
Okay.
and
So it's
yes.
not just to this area. It's
healing is very important, so it's very important.
Yo,
that you guys are filling up your health meters today.
Filling up, yeah, I was just like, yep. Yeah, what's up?
Overcharge.
Overcharge.
Nobody understood the I've been a naughty little boy picture.
Oh my
nobody
god.
nobody
Oh
commented
my
on
God.
it. Nobody liked it. It's like
Oh my god.
I was expecting at least like, something, but it's like nope.
Nope, nobody. People saw it in newsfeed, they're like, what the fuck?
No.
Yeah, me and Richard uploaded a bunch of like inside joke pretty much of Harry Osborn from like Spider-Man and stuff like
Oh, I seen that.
yeah, that's like, and it's just a bunch of quotes, and then it has like the Jason X guy where it's like, who's been a naughty boy, and it's like I have, or who's a naughty boy, I am, or something like that.
She's pinching his nipples with a pair of tongs. I'm like, this is actually a scene from one of the Jason movies, and then I just like put in a bunch of captions in, and then I put a picture of Jason at the top with like a bunch of like ... It's like, what the hell is this doing in my movie?
Yeah, that was funny. Oh my god! And then
I had
Dr.
no
Cruz-
idea what it meant, but I kind of chuckled. For a second.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, what?
Even if you don't get it out of context, it's still funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people just don't get stuff on Facebook, including statuses that could be even like, I don't. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe on that 420 post, they didn't know what day it was. They're like, wait, what? And then maybe they went back and they're like, oh,
We get it.
Filling up health meters. I love doing that in Resident Evil games.
I tried,
Like,
yeah.
no!
I tried to make it as, like, relevant to the day, but, like, in the most Resident Evil way possible I could.
That's the best way to do that. But, no, so, okay, back on the animated film. God damn, we took that all the way around. Back
We're
on,
talking about marijuana.
back on, yeah, exactly. Talked about weed, so back to Degeneration. So Degeneration, Richard, so you're saying you pretty much enjoyed that, overall.
Yeah, I really like Degeneration.
Alright, well, what about you, JJ?
Okay. Comparing it to the actual movies, it's awesome. As a movie itself, like, just by itself, it's okay. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool because that was the first time they did something like that. So
right.
I think that's why the main reason why I liked it so much is because I was like, wow, like, this ties in with the game. This has the characters. This isn't too out of control for me. And yeah, they had a lot of action, but I believed it a lot more than I believed the movies.
That plane crash was a very good scene.
Crazy. And the movie did have a lot of really good scenes. Like, with the animation, they made it super, like, they did a really good job with that.
Oh, yeah,
and
they do.
so the movie overall, I loved, just because of the animation and the way it tied in and how it was new. It was great. I didn't like Leon at all in it. He was really an emotionless character. He really talked, and he was very odd. And we'll get to the next movies, but I do got to say one thing. Everything I wanted him to do, to be like and to do in that movie that he was so emotionless, they did in the next movie. So they completely revived their self.
I see what you're saying.
They made him a person in the second movie. In the first movie, he was just kind of there. Because
I forgot to bring that up in my review of it, but I was watching with Jenny and I mentioned it to her. I'm like, okay, Leon is very stoic in this movie.
It's very weird.
Yeah, he's like, you took a path that me and your brother couldn't follow. Like, this isn't the Leon that we know from 4 or 2.
Emotionless, yeah.
But, like, then in Damnation, like, they
made him more of a believable character.
Yeah, like, the director wanted him to be,
do you
like...
think that has to do with the fact that he was in 6 and they were focusing on him more?
Yeah, they were pushing for 6 for sure.
The director wanted him to be, like, a Leon from RE4. So, like, they wanted him to kind of be like that in terms of personality.
Yeah. I like how he was drinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a big thing. I like that because it showed that he was more of a person. Like, he's not just somebody that can go do all this shit and be fine with it. Like, he has to unwind. He has to sit down. He has some
demons,
Made him more believable, not just because he was drinking, but just because it showed that, he was more of a real-life person. Like, they gave him way more of a personality in the second one.
I can always see Jill drinking, too, just because she just seems like somebody who's
just
like, yep.
And it's not just because drinking's, like, a cool thing. I'm just saying it makes sense for them. They have lots of problems.
Well, no, I think I think that. I mean, drinking is fun. That's just no doubt about it. Like that. That's exactly. It just
gives them a little more character. It makes them more realistic, more relatable. Like,
and like, when we see that, we're just like, oh, okay, like
you're not butts.
Yeah, it's like that's cool. Like, like we can kind of relate to that in a sense. Not that we're fighting zombies every day, but shit gets rough, so you gotta chill. And,
I need to sit down for a second and chill.
Exactly. Even though he probably lost a lot of friends along the way, he's probably just like, nah, whatever. I'm just gonna drink and keep doing my thing. No, I agree. I think Degeneration was it was a solid animated film, and it was cool how they kind of slid that in the series. Whether it's canon or not.
Yeah, they didn't have to make it, but they did.
Yeah, exactly. It was something for the fans, and it got good response. Sony Pictures does a good job of doing that. I know Sony owns the rights to those films.
Yeah,
so
Sony does the actual live movies though too, and
yeah, exactly. So they have that name, Resident Evil. So, but the team that worked on this, I hope they're doing one for RE7. I'd love for them to stick with the tradition and
yeah, if they're really pushing it, I'm sure they will. Which I'm way more pumped for an animated film over the real film. So if they announce tomorrow an animated film, gonna do another podcast.
Yeah. Because I remember they announced Damnation when you mentioned that year of Resident Evil, I remember they announced that they're working on it, and I'm like, oh man, are they going to release it like the same month as 6? Yeah, they did.
I remember hearing about it a few years before.
Yeah, it was rumored. Yeah,
Because
it was
they had this teaser trailer, like the camera would pan out to a guy. It was like a war zone, and it would just pan out to like this silhouette standing on a car or something, and there was fire.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
is
I remember that?
Yeah, remember? It's like, is that Chris Redfield? Like people thought it was Chris, and then the movie comes out. It's like, no, it's that Sasha guy. But it's like it got people talking like way back before the movie even came out. So it's like to hear of a third movie so soon, that to me is just awesome. Because I just want them to keep making more of them because I love them so much.
And the thing is like when they come out, I feel like they always happen before the game. You know what I mean? Like before.
That's why they put them out.
Yeah, they put them out. So it's like I think like as long as they get their stuff straight and like they have different teams working on like RE7 and then that hopefully whenever that comes out, which I think will be 2015 if not
Yeah,
and I don't see it happening this year. I don't.
October next year before the Halo and Call of Duty craze.
I really hope if it comes out this year, I'm just like,
hey, that's a little soon to drop on us.
It's a little too soon to drop this shit. Like I don't know about that. 7 needs to be really good, but no, like I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be doing a lot with with the animation as always, but like so Degeneration was good, and then I guess that led to the success led to Damnation, which was released a week before RE6 came out, I believe, and
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. I remember getting it from Amazon. I remember coming home, watching it, doing my review that night, and I'd have to say I like Damnation better than Degeneration. I don't know if you guys can agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it has to do with the characters, honestly, especially the character of Leon.
They like from Degeneration to Damnation, they improved on like so many things I had bad to say, like Leon for one, and they just did a lot more with it. Like they did so much better in just that little bit of time between the two that I think if they do a third one, it's going to be awesome. But yeah, definitely the second one was better.
Well, I think that Degeneration was that movie that you can only enjoy if you're a fan. I think Damnation is a movie that everyone can enjoy because
I honestly can agree. I can see that.
Dude, like the action in that movie is incredible. It's better than a lot of live action movies.
The liquors and everything.
Holy shit. The action in Damnation is better than most of the action movies that come out today. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Every time I see that scene with the liquors and the tyrants, and they go at each other, and you hear like the epic music playing in the background, like it gives me chills. Like this is a really good action scene, and then you get like the other action scenes when they're in the room with all the containers, and like the liquors are like crawling everywhere, and like it's so fucking like cool. Like the action is so good.
Resident Evil's fan, like it's like their fantasy to like see this shit in like high definition. Like, oh my god, that looks so fucking.
And then you stop and think, you're like, why can't the games be like this again?
Yeah, right.
Or it's like, why can't the live action movies be like this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. There is a lot of action though, but yeah. I mean, even though it's like, why can't the games have this as much intensity? Because at least when they're doing action with the animated stuff, it's like there's still intensity. It's still there.
Like not only like is the action better than Degeneration, the animation is better, but like the scenes of tension. Remember when like Leon is like walking through the dark tunnels and he's got his flashlight?
Oh yeah, yep.
And like he like shines it over JD's face and he's like, shh. Like you see the zombie behind Leon, like it's a good scene, like it's effective. And when they're trying to open up the large heavy door and they can't get through it, and like the crowd of zombies is like closing in on them, it's like that's good stuff. Like you can actually feel tension from scenes like this, and it's a fucking animated movie. It's like this movie proves that like adults can enjoy cartoons. It's rated R, You know,
Yeah.
there's
In
lots
an
of
hour
gore.
and like 20
was it-
minutes that gives you good content for everything.
Degeneration not rated R though, because I don't remember too much blood in Degeneration.
I think Degeneration was like 14A or something.
Yeah, there was no blood in it. I remember that was like I was like, what the fuck?
I think
In
I think
Damnation-
this was R in the US.
Well,
Let me
like
check the case.
I know, like on the Blu-ray,
Yeah, it's rated R.
when I watch it, it
Oh,
says
well.
R right before the movie starts.
Yeah.
And, like, there's even a scene where like Leon, you know, he like impales a zombie in the head with a crowbar, and you see the other end of the crowbar come out of the zombie's skull. And like that's cool. Like that's really awesome.
You know, also I want to add in, they got to stop censoring the games. They have to stop doing that. This isn't Japan. Don't
movie-
censor 7.
The movie has more gore than the games themselves.
Yeah.
We've talked about this several times. I'm not going to bring it up again, but RE6, with that censorship, that looked bad. Like, it looked bad. At least if you're trying to censor shit, make it look okay. But this isn't Japan, okay? Because Japan censors everything. Don't do that over
If
there.
it's bothering you enough to actually talk about, then like something's wrong. They shouldn't like take
Exactly.
you out of the experience like that.
If a zombie's eating you and like
There's no hole.
he removes his hand,
Yeah.
there's no hole. The chainsaw just kind of cuts your neck. You just kind of fall off. It's like,
Or,
no,
like,
I want to see decap. I
The
wanna
guts
see
are just
decap.
like flat, no texture whatsoever.
no texture. The blood just looks like jelly. It's like,
Guys,
come
the
on,
game
man.
was rushed. Remember?
Yeah. Well, you know, it could take a person a day to just like say, you know what? Let's
Color that red. Let's Photoshop
Let's
some
just
red.
let's
ink
make
under
it look a little bit better texture.
Yeah.
You know, have the bloodshot stop being such fucking assholes and biting your like neck or whatever. Like, fuck them. But yeah, no, I agree. I think Damnation is definitely on a different level as far as entertainment wise and how people can portray the movie, even if you're not a fan of the games. And it's a solid, it's a solid film.
on its own.
You know,
yeah, Degeneration
even-
was solid too.
yeah, like
And, you know,
Degeneration was solid for different reasons,
Yeah.
but like even the characters in Damnation, they all have something that they're fighting for,
yeah, exactly.
and they all have that story arc. Like Sasha, you know how he starts off the way he is, like a rebel, like he doesn't.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
really like he looks at the bioweapons. He's like, there really is no difference between using a nuke and using a bioweapon, and
Yep.
Leon sees it the other way. So it's like you get these cool like conflicting ideologies that you wouldn't expect to see in a movie like this, but then at the end of the movie, Sasha kind of like he rolls up in his wheelchair and he like
Well,
he looks at the school and he's like, yeah, like I'm more at peace with myself now. Like he changes as
Sasha
the movie goes
became
on.
like a legit character. Like he wasn't just some random character. Like he became a guy that could have been in the games and been a great character. Like
He was better
they
than
did a
fucking
really-
Jake.
yeah. He was no. If you want to go on that level, he was better than a ton of main characters they had in their series. He was better than Steve. Just kidding. That's
Shut
really
up.
easy to do. Yeah. But no, yeah. He
My
actually,
father.
My
when
father.
I watched that movie, I was like, wow, like they took a ton of the really cool aspects from the games. They had good music and everything, and they actually had solid characters like him, and they put him into the movie, and it was great. I really liked what they did with it. It was like watching the game as a movie.
I agree, and I honestly really want to rewatch them because I haven't rewatched them in a little while, but
Yeah,
I
same
definitely
here.
need to check them out again and just relive some of that because it's it sucks when like there's no Resident Evil anything coming out.
You got to
And
go
it's just
back
kinda
and
like-
do the older stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're just kind of like hearing about it. You're like, well, E3 is in 2 weeks. We could do another show, but it's like, why isn't E3 tomorrow? And we can
Yeah.
just find out like what's going on because like I at least want
I-
to know.
I hate that as well though because it's like I want to know what's coming out. Then when I do know what's coming out, I have to wait a fucking year for the thing to come out.
E3 never lately it doesn't seem to be as great as it used to be. Like, you guys get that?
I think this. Well, I think that this year there's a lot of new IPs coming out. Evil Within being one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Uncharted 4. That's new IPs is what we want. Uncharted 4 isn't a new IP, but it's a new entry in the series. My bad. New IPs as far as like, there's not much on the table as of right now. There's rumored stuff, but Evil Within's brand new, and I'll see what's going on with that. That's more hype, but I want to really like see it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
same.
hands-on, new Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. Obviously RE7, like I said. But I just hope that, like I said, with nothing going on, I really hope that there's room for, I guess people to kind of like. I hope people can look at what they show us and just kind of like judge it in a positive way, even though that'll be hard. I mean, you're always gonna have people that complain.
Oh
and,
yeah.
If we do that thing live, we're gonna get live reactions.
Like,
we can get random viewers too that are just like trying to see live,
yeah.
somebody's live and stuff. So, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. We're gonna do another show as well before E3 because we have time. We have a good 2 weeks, so we'll probably do a show.
Build it up a little bit, get people.
Yeah, we'll probably do another show strictly oriented with questions, but which I'll get to when we get out of here. But the thing is, yeah, RE7. I hope it's it's good, and I hope if there's an animated film along with that when it's released, I hope that's good. I think like Capcom at the end of the day, like they have a lot of potential, like you were saying, and you just like I said, just don't fuck up. Just don't fuck up. It's pretty much like you can't keep running into a wall. You gotta have to make way for all the new hardware and embrace the change, but make it right. I know it's gonna be different. Everything's gonna be different, but I feel like they can do it well. I have high hopes because I'm a fan. We're all fans. We all have high hopes. But on a different topic, it's May. It's almost summer. What is your guys' like favorite Resident Evil game to like play during this time of the year? Let's switch it up a little bit because personally, it's nice out and stuff. I don't know. I get into RE4 around this time of the year.
Okay.
Because I used to play RE4 the summer of 2005 constantly. I'd stay inside, like I would just play it. That's what I beat it like freaking 15 times. Ended up beating it like 20 something times. And I was just like, oh my god, this game's amazing. And ever since then, around Memorial Day, I'd always play Resident Evil 4 Mercs or hop on Resident Evil 4. Now I got the PC version.
It's funny you say that because I was planning on doing a hand cannon walkthrough on Resident Evil 4 and just like, going through it and then doing like post commentary on it.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that in the Dead Space. And somebody was like, "Oh man, that'd be cool if you guys went back and revisited RE4." Because I remember I was like, "Yeah, I might do that. I might honestly do that, like when my 5 years on YouTube comes up, and I do the 5 years of that Let's Play happens into next year, 2015. Might do it then. I don't know. No promises, but it's just a thought. But yeah, so RE4 is my pick. For this time of the year, I don't know why. It's just it's. I love Memorial Day because I go to this barbecue every year, and it's just like drinks and food and good people, and it's like the best. So it's like I can't complain. Yeah, it's like, and then I play some RE4. I don't know. I'm always in the mood for that, like around this time of the year. So
I get another kicks where there's just randomly it'll just come up and be like, wow, I really feel like playing this Resident Evil game, and it's always around the same time every year.
Well, what's in your pick right now for this time of the year? I mean, do you usually get a feeling to play a particular RE game around this time?
During the summertime, probably Resident Evil 3.
Okay. I can see that.
Haven't revisited that game in a while, and I was playing it about a month ago. And I played through quite a bit, and I really got into it. But it's more of a summer game for me. It's one that I really, really, really enjoyed, but didn't I never went back and played it over like I should. So I'm probably gonna play Resident Evil 3 here next.
Awesome, Richard. What about you?
Well, I would say that. Are you talking about May or just the whole spring thing in general?
May is pretty much we're approaching summer season.
So a summer game maybe?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
A summer
Well,
title.
Yeah,
I can give you a spring game, and that's Resident Evil 3 because back in April, that's when I did my Let's Play, and it rains a lot in spring. So when I recorded...
April showers, spring May flowers.
Shut the fuck up. So fucking gay. No,
Dick.
It's pulsating for you, Anthony.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but like
I like that comment.
when I recorded that Let's Play, my RE3 LP, it was raining. I'm like, this is a great atmosphere.
October 1st.
I love this.
To the sound of falling.
I don't know shut the fuck up. No,
I just have memories right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know for summer though. Like I would probably pick like RE5 or something because I used to play that a lot.
Ah, very nice. Yeah.
Like
That's an Easter thing for me.
Easter, and so, Easter for me as well, because I remember when the new Mercenaries maps came out, and I was playing them around that time. Mercenaries Reunion, I think it came out,
Yeah.
and like you would play Mercenaries with that, and I would just be like, and I would start to think to myself, I'm just like, this game is really fucking fun on Mercenaries, and I would always play it with people.
Mercenaries was great on that game.
Yeah, I used to play that a lot with people like. Over and over again, like and in the summer too, because that's when I was free. So like RE5, I could say that's kind of like a late summer game. Even last year, I did my LP in July and August of that game.
Well, I remember when like I got into it. I didn't get into it in March. I got into it in May. So it's like, oh, like 5 years ago or whatever. It's like, that was when I first got into RE5.
Mm-hmm.
Played the shit out of it all throughout May up until the end of summer.
Yeah.
So it's like I have so many memories playing that game during this time of the year.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one summer game, it would probably be RE5.
I can say that would be my probably second pick too, because now that you say that, I do remember, especially last summer. I remember, it's funny, and I only bring this up because it is kind of like a fond memory. When I was doing the LP, I was recording like long sessions, right? Because that LP was done way before it was really uploaded. I was still on my laptop, and a particular person, okay, just got really mad. A girl I was talking to at the time, let's just leave it at that, was getting really mad that I wasn't answering her text because I just kept playing the game. I was just like, RE5.
Good job, Anthony.
RE5. I know. I made up for it, but I mean, it's just like, man.
At least you showed her what's important. It's
yeah,
not her.
it's like it's not her.
You showed her your dick.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. I mean, Chris Redfield saving Joe was important at that time. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't rush things. You can't rush things.
I gotta take Earth back.
I gotta take Earth back. Yeah.
She starts bugging you while you're playing Resident Evil. All right, bitch, it's done. That's the end of that.
Yeah. It's like, all right, look, it's finally done. And the funny thing is like she was a fan of Silent Hill too. So It's like I never, because she was playing like Homecoming at one point, and I was just like, why are you playing this shitty Silent Hill game? Like this is not. Like, I mean, it's not a shitty game, but it isn't as good as, like, it was really frustrating. Because I remember I was playing that as well, and just, like, trying to figure out where to go. I like, revisit that in the summer as well, and I was just like, where the fuck do I'm in the apartment, and I have to find the memories and shit. Yeah. I'm just like...
I bought the game, and I was like, alright, let me expand I wanted to expand my survival horror, genre thing, so I bought Homecoming, and I played it for 5 minutes, and I couldn't switch the camera to invert, so I returned it.
Oh, you're one of those people who need to invert it?
Yeah, the game won't let me do it, and I was like, fuck this game.
Isn't that when up is down and down is up?
Yeah, they didn't let me change that.
I cannot play like that.
I don't remember Homecoming being inverted, though.
They won't let me invert it.
I hate that shit.
It wouldn't let JJ invert it.
I know, but, like, I hate inverted camera, but, like, for some reason I really liked Homecoming. So it's like, I remember, like, I rebought an Xbox 360. Then, a few months later, I wanted to play Homecoming. I bought Homecoming, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. And then I did my first Let's Play on it. I'm like, okay, so, like, in my opinion, like, Homecoming, if you compare Homecoming to the older ones, it feels very generic. But on its own, like, like, for me personally, it was my first Silent Hill game, quote-unquote. And I don't know, like, I just have fun memories playing it. This is my first Let's Play. I think the game is fun, but I know a lot of people don't like Homecoming.
Well, it's funny because the person that, like, that I was talking to, like, she was like, yeah, like, I never got a chance to play the other ones, and I'm like, well, come over and fucking play them. Like, I got them. Like, let's fucking go. And I ended up showing them to her, and, like, it's like, it's very weird because it's like trying to show somebody RE5 compared to like the original trilogy or something like that, or like RE6 of the original trilogy, which I've done with another person as well, trying to like backtrack and be like, hey, look at these games.
Anthony,
and,
you
like,
player.
Yeah, that
You
that,
dog, Anthony.
Yeah.
Such a hoe.
Look, here's the thing. If somebody's like, yeah, I like RE like 6, and I'm just like, yo, what are you doing? Like, play these games, okay? Look, me, the fact that I'm talking to the girl does not mean that's the reason why. Okay, maybe that helps a little bit, but hey, it doesn't mean like Resident Evil saves lives, man, or brings people together, or brings girls closer to playing the series or something like that. I don't know. Hey, works for me. But hey, if they legitimately like the series, then they fucking like the series. I can't help it. But hey, if somebody's texting me while I'm playing my favorite game, nope. I think I did the same thing to her when I was playing The Last of Us, but everybody knew I was obsessed with that game. So I can't, like, that's all I would talk about. So nobody was getting responses from me. So, I mean, it's fucking texting. Get over it. If you want to contact me, call me and say, like, hey, want to hang out? Yep, and that's it. End of story. I don't need to get these paragraphs and stuff. It's like, bitch, I'm playing Resident Evil 5.
My girlfriend understands. When I'm playing Resident Evil in the living room and she talks to me while I'm playing it, and if I don't talk back to her, she stops talking to me. She'll ask me a question and I just won't respond to her.
It's like,
he's not here right now. He's here physically, but not mentally.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what do you think of this? Oh, fucking Wesker. Oh, wait, what? It's like, I'm just going to go in the other room, and that's it. And it's like, okay. No.
I'm fucking busy right now.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like, people, like, the thing is, like, the people that were around, like, at the time, it's like, they understood, like, they were gamers as well, but it's just like, when they don't, I guess they just, like, they don't expect me, like, when they're actually, like, here, like, at my house, it's a different story, because it's like, they know what you're doing, but it's like, when you're texting, like, they just think you're not, like, they want attention, like, that's what girls all want, attention, every single girl
if
wants
I'm into
attention.
A game, I cannot text, like, that's just not happening.
Yeah, and it's not even with girls, just, it's freaking people anyway. Like,
in general,
I'm
don't
not
text
gonna,
anybody.
The girls will get pissed. They're the ones that will get pissed, most of the time. But, RE5, that's what I'm saying. That last summer was very memorable for me in a lot of good ways. And RE5, I was doing the LP, and that's back on the subject. That's definitely a summer game as well for me. Do you have a second game, JJ? Because me and Rich are both listed 2 games. What's your second game?
I want to change my first game.
Okay.
So I don't want to play Resident Evil 3 anymore this summer. I want to play Resident Evil Gaiden and Survivor. Yeah, that's what I want to do now.
That's what you want to do?
Yeah, they were my favorites back in the day. I want to revisit them.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Dead Aim. I could play Dead Aim too.
Oh, listen, I'm seriously gonna add Dead Aim because that's a June game. No joke. I think Dead Aim's pretty fun.
Oh, Richard's got a third game. Okay, then I gotta say a third game. Okay, hold on. Wait, let me think.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm looking up at my collection right now, literally trying to scan to see what.
Yeah.
It'll just come to me.
Oh, fuck! Like I played Resident Evil Remake in May, so maybe that's a May game as well. Okay, I got 4 games now.
Let's just put the whole series in there because I guess it's gonna make its way somewhere in there. No, but okay, I'd honestly say another summer game for me would probably be Resident Evil 2. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 2.
That's
no
a
doubt.
good one though.
No doubt, because when I did my Let's Play, it was late June. I just got out. I finished my. I think that year I was a freshman. I finished my freshman year, I think, or sophomore year. It was one of them, and I was doing Leon A, and I'm doing Claire B this summer. So it's like, yeah, come on. You know what? Third game, gotta put that on us. So RE4, 5, and 2. I'm
probably gonna for sure play 2. I'm probably gonna for sure play 3. Didn't know that was a joke. I have it, but I'm not gonna play it. Survivor,
I know that was a joke. I was just like,
I beat that one step at the end of that, and Dead Aim. Even though I don't know if you guys liked it or not, but I didn't like it at all.
We talked about it on our last podcast.
Yeah,
and
we did.
It's unique, kind of like.
I think it's good. I think the story is a mess. I still need to do my.
Love it. At the end, when he goes to shoot the main boss, he's like, "My daddy's trunk ain't big enough for both of us." He's in the head. And I was like, "What?"
That's the best line I've ever heard in a Resident Evil game.
That's legitimate cheesy like
Exactly.
just
But
like the originals. Just
That's
so
B movie.
Yeah.
That's like B movie level.
Resident Evil essentially is a B movie, but
But come on, come on.
I know that's cheesy, but like Dead Aim still has a really good atmosphere to it.
It did have the ship,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
It
had
was-
that game.
And that was well done in Revelations. Like they actually brought the whole ship level isolation type of thing, kind of.
Kind of. They didn't play on it too much. They should have.
We brought up how like Dead Aim was very weird and obscure, and it's just kind of odd, and that's how it will always stand.
They
But
should have
hey-
stayed in that ship, and there should have been an underground laboratory.
In the ship, underwater.
Just-
Spider-Man PS1 style.
Spider-Man PS1. There's
Hooked up-
always got to be an underground lab somewhere.
Hooked up to
Always.
the hive.
Yeah, just
Doc.
the hive somewhere. Hey, they keep bringing them back in the movies, so
Yeah.
why not? Just keep just put little hidden messages in there leading to an underground
Yeah,
hive.
this whole time the hive was in that ship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Where
there
I
was
was
a hive under
65.
China. There was a hive under China in the sixth one. We just didn't know.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, so,
hives
I mean,
everywhere.
There you go. But I know. But yeah, like I'd say, like Dead Aim is. I don't have this particular time I played Dead Aim. It's not one of those games that I take out a lot, but it's worth playing for a fan. We talked about this last episode, me and Richard, but it's like it's worth playing for
Yeah,
a
if you
fan.
want to.
I
It was great between the mix between the old ones and 4. Like it had the behind the
I
back.
had the
but-
behind the back. Yeah, you can see where they took some of the elements from there. But yeah, as far as 3 games go, I'd say RE4, RE5, RE2. Just for this time of year where it's nice outside, and yeah, it's just that time of year. And hey, if you guys want to leave comments below saying what is your favorite Resident Evil game for the summertime that you usually end up taking out or playing, or what you're in the mood to play, let us know. Because hey, come on, all fans of the series have that time of year where they play a particular game. Hey, some people might not be like that, but I think most people
Yeah.
are like that. I mean, even JJ's like that. Me and Richard, it doesn't surprise me that Richard's like that, but I mean, if JJ's like that too, it's like we're not alone. I'm sure there's people who have the same thing. Like RE6 for me even has that like fall atmosphere, just because that's when I got it.
That's same time.
Yeah.
It's 6.
RE5 has like a spring because that came out in March, so it's like that's always gonna have an spring Easter feel to it. RE4 came out in winter, but I remember playing it a lot in the summertime, and that's where that came from. So it's like it all has its little origins. Because you all have your memories with each game. Like when you're a fan of a series, like each game has its own particular just snapshot and like your favorite time with that game. So
Exactly.
even if it was years ago, it's like every year after that, it brings you back to a time when it was like just
Dude,
happy,
like,
it was nice. Like
I like how you put it though. Like each game is a snapshot,
yeah,
and like I can play RE2 for example, and I still remember the first time I played RE2.
yeah.
Every time I play through it, it's like, yeah, like this brings back a lot of memories. I don't think it's like that for every gamer out there, because most people just forget about, a game once the next one comes out. But it's like me, like I've always had that tendency to hold on to older games that I used to like
same here.
playing. So like, I agree. Every single game, every single movie, every single like whatever that I like doing, it has that snapshot, that certain time
Exactly.
period.
Yep, and it's such an overwhelming feeling in a positive way. Like it's overwhelming nostalgia, where it's just like,
Yeah.
man,
Nostalgia overload.
Oh
I
my
want to go
God.
back, man. I want to go back.
yeah, exactly. And the closest you have is just playing that game over again, like the same time of year, like you used to back when it came out, or back when it was like when it was hot in your mind, just kind of like, man, like holy shit, this is the tits. Like this is the best,
Look
It's
at
like,
look at Jill's ass, man.
look at Jill's that. When I saw her
polygon.
in that battle suit, I was just like, what? Like they really put a lot of work in her ass
Capcom shaped those cheeks to perfection.
to fit out the battle suit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember Slow Beef and Diabetes. They did a bunch of mercenary videos,
Yeah.
and like one of the video descriptions is, "This is shameless," because I think Slow Beef played as Jill and Diabetes played as Sheva Tribal.
Oh my
It's
God.
like you have your two main female characters. One's wearing the skin tight cat suit. The other one is wearing a bikini.
Yep.
It's like, is this really necessary?
This is shameless. Yeah, they have a great way of
No,
going about
this is
things.
shameful.
Yeah, the thing is what they did with Capcom is I think they just like, yeah, well, you know, the new technology's ahead, so let's just make everybody's ass like 10 times bigger.
Because
Even
that's
in the
what
BS
players stare at when they're playing the game.
Well, it's kind of in their face. I mean, the thing is, like, you can have somebody like, you know, Helena, like, she didn't have to have like an ass that really fit out her pants.
Dude, Anthony, I
But it
remember we
did.
played that for the first time. And when Helena, remember when the car flips over,
Oh my God.
and like Helena steps up,
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh my God, Richard, did you see it?" I'm like, yeah, I saw it, Anthony, I saw it.
I mean, like, it's in your face. Like, even if they're just video game characters, it's like, come on, like.
I don't
that
give a
ass is
shit if they're
big.
video game characters. Anything that remotely resembles something
Exactly.
sexually attractive.
Yeah, it's a big ass. You cannot deny that ass, and that's exactly why I made that reaction. Like, come on, you know? Holy shit. Fucking Capcom, man.
Capcom. Oh yeah, the fact that Sherry Birkin wears her RE2 outfit
Yeah!
in Resident Evil, it's like, why does she wear this?
And dude, like in the RE4 Merc, 5 Mercs, when you see like Battlesuit Jill and her things like zip down to where
Yeah,
like her
yeah.
cleavage is like, if like she moves, just like you just see, there's gonna be like a nipple pop. It's just like, man, like why
But
are they
it's not that zipped down in the actual
No,
gameplay.
not at all. Not
Only
at
in the
all.
picture.
only in the picture? It's like in the game, her outfit was never like that.
Back
Even when
to-
she was with Wesker, it was never like that.
Back to Sherry, I was watching a Twitch, somebody was playing through Resident Evil 2, and it was right at that part, you know, where you play as Sherry, and she's got to
Yeah.
crawl through them. Okay, so this one guy comments on it. It was legitimately the funniest comment I've seen on Twitch. He's like, wow, Sherry is way hotter in 6.
Obviously.
I know, she was like 9 years old in the second one.
Dude, she
It's
was
just
a
so funny.
It's like, what? Like, pedophile much? Like, holy shit.
Well,
Well,
it's
no,
sort of-
because he was saying that she's way hotter in 6.
Well, he's like, Sherry was way hotter in the second one, but just comparing it was so funny because it's like, oh, obviously, but he was just doing it, you know, as a joke.
Yeah.
That guy was just like poking fun.
Well, you know, they do it with the guys too. The Chris Warrior costume.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
And
What the hell was
oh, he
that?
has a stripper costume, like a legitimate stripper costume in Revelations, where he dresses up as a sailor. I'm not joking. It's one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's like they do it with both genders.
They're so fucking funny with their
They're just
art,
getting
man.
bad with it now, though. They always, for being like a Japanese game, they are always really good with it. Like that, Dino Crisis, they always covered up their ladies, but now they're just like starting to show some titties, some butts. Like
What the hell was up with that chick in Revelations with like the
Yeah.
one leg thing? What?
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about last time. Like, what? Why the fuck? That doesn't make no sense. You don't
I
wanna
remember
do
it's
that.
like,
You gotta
won't
cover
you
that
get
up.
hypothermia if you go like in deep
They
sea
just
underwater
but,
temperature?
But hey, Richard, it doesn't matter when you're sexually exploiting video game women. We have to have a fine appreciation for it at this point.
You know, like
We're such a fan of the series. I mean, it's like
on one end of the spectrum, you can be like, yeah, like this is insulting to women. On the other end of the spectrum, I can be like, who gives a shit? It's a video game, whatever. It
Yeah, I mean, like,
it
I
doesn't
mean-
affect me. So
I mean,
It
yeah,
affects
yeah,
me.
of course.
Like, it kind of takes me out of the experience, like I was saying before. Like, when you do that, like, I know the game's unbelievable, but come on, now it's more unbelievable. No, that was like
Well,
the
you know-
fine line that you crossed.
I can kind of see that in RE5 when Jill is like going all kung fu in the battle. So like,
Yeah.
okay, bonus costumes is one thing because they're bonus, but like,
Yeah, like that doesn't affect it at all. That's
like the whole kung fu thing in RE5, I can admit that was very silly. But what the hell did I care when I played at fucking 14 years of age? I was just like, oh my god, she's so hot.
so fucking hot.
So fucking. That's exactly the way I said it too. It's like so fucking hot.
Meryl's ass. Shut up, asshole. You let this
Oh my
one
God.
niece. She's still hot, asshole.
holy shit.
Colonel, why do you sound like a black guy?
Just call me Deep Throat. Gross. She's just like she's a fucking rocket launcher down the hallway. It's like, oh, that was actually kind of nice. Ah, Jesus Christ, you fucking pissed all over me. Those fucking videos, dude.
I
I'm gonna walk away. Stare at my ass. Okay. It's like,
I messed up.
I messed up. That was
Remember
never
that
in the
trailer?
game.
Yeah.
That was never
That
in
was
Revelations.
never in the fucking game. It's like Hunk
what-
was in the story.
It
We
was
gotta
like
beat that game.
It was like the trailer was like Chris sitting in a chair and he was just like, I messed up. And it's like that was never in the game.
And then you have Chris and Jill like pointing guns at each other.
Yeah, it's like that
It's
was
like-
never in the game.
What?
Yeah, like in the first Revelations trailer, Chris was sitting in a chair with his shirt off, and then all of a sudden there was another Chris. It's like, oh wait, this is Chris, and then there was Jill, and they're like, and she had her Julia Voth face. They didn't fucking change it to that other chick's, and they were like aiming guns at each other. It's like, did you do it? I
Yeah.
have Jill. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
and
like,
then like
what?
you see like Hunk in the trailer like battling a bunch of like tentacle monsters. It's like he was in the story. It's
It's like what kind of game like did they scrap?
that looked much better than the game we got.
I agree. I really want to find that trailer again.
Yeah, I
really
want to
wanna,
see that. I've never seen that trailer.
We'll try to find it for you after the show because
Good.
that is, yeah. No, but yeah, like they that's the thing. Even with the Julia Voth, she's fucking beautiful. Like she's
Yeah.
she's literally like gorgeous, and that's Jill. You look like I follow her on Twitter. She always puts up like selfies, and I'm like, that's Jill. Like literally, a Jill Valentine exists. That's her. That is her.
She's not as curvy as her video game counterpart.
Not as curvy, obviously, because yeah, but like that's her.
Her face. There's like a web series called like Project Sierra, I think, and there's a scene where she sits down in a diner and she has the cap on. I'm like, dude, that's Jill BSA. That looks
yeah.
exactly like Jill BSA.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like,
and
I hate how like they changed it because like she doesn't look like Julia Voth anymore.
you know what's funny? She still acknowledges it. Like on Valentine's Day, she was like, she's like, I know what I'm celebrating today, and he like I know what you think. It's Happy Miss Valentine Day. She acknowledges the series like still. That was
Yeah.
like in February, and I'm just like, what happened?
I remember I watched an interview from her and she said that her brother, like, if her brother gets mad at her, he boots up Resident Evil Remake and he, like, he kills Jill on purpose.
That's pretty funny.
good.
That is pretty funny. No, but yeah, I mean, even when I go to Comic-Con and I see, like, Philadelphia Comic-Con, which I'm going to this year, and I see, like, cosplayers, even my friend, she cosplays as Jill, but I see a bunch of other, like, cosplayers, and I'm like, man, like, they really pay a lot of attention to, like, detail and stuff like that, and, there's some really good-looking people that cosplay as, like, awesome characters.
Very few. Very, very few.
Very few, but I see them,
Yeah,
and
they're
like, and they're pretty good. Like, and I found a couple of Umbrella soldiers before. Like, there's less females, honestly. Like, there's more like Chris's berries and like Umbrella soldiers.
Yeah.
But
You said Chris's berries.
Chris's berries, yeah. That should be the next game. Just call it Resident Evil 7, Chris's berries.
Berries.
And then Chris finally meets up with Barry, because he's just been, like, sitting home, like, eating Doritos since, like, the fucking first game.
No
So-
shit though, that would actually be two really good characters for a game.
guys-
Like, not even
You guys
kidding.
ever watch the trailer for Slither? Where,
Yeah.
like, they walk into the barn house and, like, there's this super fat girl and she's like, something's wrong with...
Yeah.
That's Barry. That's Barry over the course of the series. It's like,
Oh
he's
my
just
God.
eating his bag of Doritos. Chris, there's something wrong with me.
We gotta
Starts
find a cure.
Barry
We
starts to
gotta
do
find a
viral
cure.
outbreak. Barry starts it just because, like, there's something wrong with him, and he starts the viral outbreak. That's the next game. Why the hell
Yeah.
haven't we thought about this?
And I think Chris's voice should go back to the voice he had from Resident Evil 1. I'll go and check.
I'll go and check. I
That's-
cannot act for my life.
Okay, Rebecca.
I love how, like, the characters in that first game didn't even use their last name. They're just like
Chris.
they're just
There.
Rebecca.
like at the end of like the credits, it's just like Chris played by John, or whoever
Yeah.
played him. It's like Barry played by Ronnie, and it's
They
like
want nothing to do with it. There's just
they had no
one
idea
together.
that this would become like, and then they saw how big it is, and they're just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, like you can
Oh,
never
yeah.
see them at Comic-Con or anything. It's like,
Yeah,
where the
Dude,
hell
they're,
are
they're
you
working
guys?
a regular job right now. They're
I would love
working
to
a
see them
regular
guys
job.
again, just to see what they all look like now.
No, don't go.
Yeah,
Joseph!
No.
Barry. Where's Barry?
What is there?
Blood!
Perfect.
like Capcom took the piss out of themselves in Mercenaries Reunion when they're just like, "What is this?" and he shoots the fucking Magini. That's funny, and he headbutts people. That's even better. Like Barry is headbutting people. What?
That's awesome.
Like that is so fucking like that. That's funny though. That is funny. It's like they took the piss out of themselves. They're like, you know what? We know we fucked up back then, and we're just gonna make fun of it. But anyway, we should actually check if we have questions from
I did.
JJ's
I
Facebook page because he put it up a little bit. We're now. I'll get into the questions after this. I'll get into them. All right, we got 2 comments. It
Two
says,
legitimate comments.
is Capcom make RE7?
Capcom Capcom is make RE7. I just
Is
answered
Capcom RE7 make?
It's funny because the person's name's Ada Wong, and they're like, Ada Wong, is Capcom make RE Resident Evil 7? Like, if you look at her name.
it. Well, Ada Wong, that's a really good selfie you took during.
Yeah, Ada Wong, like, wow. I mean,
Ada Wong, here's
Wow.
my number. Please call me.
please call me. I mean, you exist, right? Is Capcom
Ada,
making RE7? Yes.
Your broken English is legit. She is Asian, isn't she?
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, wait. So, yeah, is Capcom making Resident Evil 7? Yes.
Well,
Yes, yes, they are.
just
They
kidding.
are.
Naughty Dog is. They bought them.
Yeah,
in a twist.
I
Naughty
heard,
Dog
I heard
makes...
Activision's making it with
Oh,
Sledgehammer Games,
sweet.
like Call of Duty. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they're making Resident Evil 7. Anders Svensson. How do you say?
Good questions, guys.
Is Capcom Resident Evil? Is Capcom Remake RE2? Is Capcom Remake RE2?
No,
I don't know,
it's
man.
not written like that. It's not written like that. It can't be.
Yeah. Ada said, "Is Capcom make Resident Evil 7?" And Andrew said, "Is Capcom?"
Is Capcom? Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
that's what it says.
I think he was joking.
I think it was a joke. Like, obviously, he looked at Ada Wong's thing. I was just like, is Capcom making... I mean, I hope. If not, like...
Yeah. Is Capcom remake Resident Evil 2? Maybe.
Okay, well, the guy liked Ada's thing, so I think that guy was a joke. But Albert Wesker liked Ada, so Albert Wesker's on the scene now.
Oh, no shit.
He's on the
this too?
Facebook scene, yeah.
He's on
Now,
the
see, that's what
scene.
technology brings. It just brings all of these
He
characters
can't,
online.
he's under the lava with his iPhone, just like, fucking Christ, like, just like doing his thing. But wait, so is Capcom remake RE2? Well, no, probably not.
Probably not. Maybe.
And I've never played the beta for PC. Wasn't that supposed to come out like last month? I've never
Oh,
played
yeah, that was supposed to come out. They were in touch with us, too, for a while, and they said it was coming out last month in April, and then they said it was pushed. I don't know what's going on with that.
I could play it too.
Well,
We aren't,
least-
we push towards, like, an official remake from Capcom and not a third company, even though it's cool what they're doing, and we support it. We don't,
Yeah, exactly.
like, we're more towards getting Capcom to remake it, so I don't know what's going on with that company right now.
Guys, at least we get Shaq Fu 2, The Legend Reborn.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, I
that
forgot
got
about that.
kickstarted. That is legit. Like that got kickstarted. Why?
I have no idea, because it's so stupid people wanted it. You know,
That-
the only reason
it's
why...
not a good game.
The only reason why the only reason why we got a remake of Resident Evil 1 is because Nintendo paid them to do it. So the only way we'd get really a remake of Resident Evil 2 is if somebody gave them a ton of money to do it. Like Microsoft gave Capcom money to make Dead Rising 3. Yeah, somebody just got to give them money.
Gotta fund them. We gotta back them. You know, it's funny. Retsupre, they just started a new series called Kickstarter Non-Starters, and there's a bunch of Kickstarters that failed. They like asked for like $30,000. They only made like $137.
Perfect.
And it's like really funny. So it's like maybe we should do one. Maybe it won't fail. Just be like, yo, Kickstarter RE2. We'll give this money to Capcom.
Yeah.
You know, and
put
just
it in our bank account. Just don't tell
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Well, the thing is, if it doesn't reach its goal, you don't get that payment. So it needs to reach its goal. But petitions, they never, brother. So I don't think they're gonna do that, Anders. So if that was a serious question, because I mean, like, I don't know. Okay, but here's the thing. So we got 2 questions, but the thing is, he just put up that thing like when we started. So
Good job, guys.
here's the deal. Here's the deal.
You made the way JJ said that. You guys really did a lot.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Next show we're gonna do before E3. Okay. We're gonna dedicate. JJ came up with this, so this is a good idea. So JJ, we're gonna have him back on the next couple shows, including the question show and the E3 one. Now here's the thing. Next show, if there's any more news that comes out, we'll talk about it. But send in your Resident Evil questions. Not on this video. Not on this particular video. JJ is gonna make a status just like he did, and he can make it like if we want to record like next weekend or something, he can make it within the week, and leave your comments on his status. Okay, so leave your question on his status, and my subscribers, I will make a video. I'll probably make a video tomorrow as well, just so it gets out there ASAP. And that's where you're going to leave your comments. So people who are listening from the remake fan page, JJ is going to make a status. So keep an eye out on the RE2 remake fan page on Facebook. Leave your comments from there. And my subscribers, I'm going to make a video. Leave your questions and everything in there, Resident Evil related, and hopefully just come up with some interesting stuff that you might want to know, stuff that we haven't talked about yet to switch it up. And we'll make a show pretty much dedicated to you guys answering all your questions. So if that sounds good, do that. So keep an eye on the Resident Evil 2 Remake fan page, but don't leave questions on this video because it's going to get way too unorganized. It's just going to be a mess. So
we're going to ignore you. We're not going to answer you.
Yeah, we're just going to be like, well, I guess they got lost somewhere, the questions. But it's like, I like having it organized on another video. So yeah. I'm gonna, if you guys are listening this far in, which everybody does, so thank you for that. Thank you for all the support on the podcast, by the way, everybody. It's awesome. So I'm going to make a video dedicated to the next show, hopefully next weekend, and JJ will do his thing, and we'll pretty much combine all the questions together and just have a whole... That show could be long, because we can go into so many questions. Richard's been a part of the questions and how long the shows have gotten on questions alone. So...
Yeah.
you guys down for that? You guys good for that? We're going to definitely do that.
I'm down for sure.
Down
Richard,
like a blowjob.
Okay, that's the best way to put it. And me and Rich are definitely going to record some parts this week. I'm like I said, I'm not going. I'm going to be home Tuesday and Wednesday. So, Richard, maybe tomorrow night, we can record some more Dead Space. If not, finish it. I don't know, because I can actually stay up now. So, yeah, just let me know. And but yeah, so anyway, that's the show. Over 2 hours, so you got your RE fix. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, saying how you enjoyed the episode, and you can also explain your favorite Resident Evil game around this time of the year, if you'd like to. And stay tuned for a show next weekend. When I upload the video, that's when you're going to leave your questions for the next podcast. So, and then hopefully JJ will get some, and we'll get enough to spark some good material for you guys. So that's the show. I want to thank JJ for coming by and hanging out with us for a bit, talking some Resident Evil. And anything you guys want to say before we leave?
Oh, I'm good.
All right, Richard.
See you guys in the next podcast.
Thanks everybody for listening. Anthony basically said it all. Leave your favorite Resident Evil game to play during the season in the comments below. Also, let us know what you thought or what you think about the animated movies.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be pretty cool to know. But yeah, look forward to our next podcast, which we will be doing very soon. And look forward to Dead Space Let's Play.
Dead Space Let's Play, yeah.
Because Anthony's been uploading them, and I don't see any major improvement other than part 1.
Yeah.
It's like, it just kills me how one guy can upload a Let's Play, get so many views, and then we do it, it's like nothing. So, like,
we work hard at this shit, so...
Yeah, like, I think that Dead Space Let's Play has turned out very well so far. I think the commentary is really fun to listen to.
One of the guys was saying that he likes the combination of the games and the movie talk. He likes the combination of certain things we kind of throw in there. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's like we were doing something right. So
yeah,
but you know, like, the response matters just like it always does on these podcasts. So you know, and like I said, when JJ shares it on his page, that helps a lot. So it's really cool to get a response. So it's the community that actually, you know, when the community is all working together, it works out well. Dead Space, we're going to keep doing, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm definitely going to try to finish up Dead Space by this month and work on RE2 in June. So, you know, like I said, it's that summer game. But anyway, till next time, guys, thanks for listening, and I'm going to make a video pretty much tomorrow or Tuesday or something, and just say, hey, leave your questions on there. So that's where you're going to leave your questions. Go to the Resident Evil 2 Facebook page, Remake Facebook page. I'll put that in the link below if you haven't checked it out. Give it a like, support the page. Bunch of good Resident Evil content there, and updates and such. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next weekend.
Bye.
Bye, guys.